Y nos está engañando, que no nos engañe, que nos diga la verdad.
Buenas tardes, aquí nadie está engañando a nadie. Nadie está engañando a nadie. Buenas tardes. Buenas tardes, muchísimas gracias, Lucho. Muchísimas gracias por esa suscripción. 6 meses ya, Lucho, ¿eh? Poco se habla, poco se habla. Buenas tardes, chicos. Hemos tenido un pequeño sustito, ¿no?
Sí, se nos había jodido el Streamlabs para variar porque era lunes.
Hemos tenido un pequeño sustito de lunes. La emisión parece que no iba bien. Parece que ahora va bien. Tarde importante, Juan, ¿no? ¿Qué tal, Juan? Buenas tardes.
Pues aquí de lunes, igual que Streamlabs. Sí, se viene tarde importante porque es el segundo, bueno, de hecho creo que es el tercer AMA que concede el equipo de Mist. Y me parece cuanto menos curioso, ¿no? Que se haga justo en este momento, que no hay absolutamente nada especial que comentar, ¿no? Ni simplemente que el token está en caída vertical desde hace mucho tiempo.
Tarde mística, la cruda verdad tenemos por aquí. Chicos, si sois nuevos, bienvenidos. Ey, mira que... Vale, dicen que estamos aquí ya conectados, que van a empezar en breve, que están esperando a que venga más gente. Bien.
60 personas, tienen de público.
60 personas. Una cosita, no digas cómo me llamo, ¿vale? Me he cambiado el nombre, ¿vale?
Okay.
No se ve ahí.
No.
Me he cambiado el nombre en Discord por si las moscas, ¿no? Cosas más raras hemos visto, ¿no? Chicos, la cruda verdad tenemos aquí, ¿no? Por si no nos conocéis, nosotros somos Juegos NF Top y nosotros no nos callamos, papá. La verdad,
No
por
te escucho el retorno, nada, Tony.
¿No me oye?
No, a ti no, ¿sabes? O sea, y la música también muy bajita. No sé si es... Pero a ti no te oigo. Tony está camuflado.
Hola.
¿Se nos oye bien, chaval? ¿Se nos oye bien?
Chicos, se nos escucha, ¿no? ¿Sí? Pues prueba a cambiar quizá la clavija de los cascos, a ver.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us for today's dev discussion, dev chat.
¿Escuchas al hombre?
Happy to have
Sí,
everyone.
Sí, yo al hombre sí lo
And
escucho.
today we're actually probably more excited than other times to have everyone here to listen to us.
Vamos a ir
One
comentando,
second,
¿vale?
let
A la
me
vez que vayan contando
mute this.
ellos.
So yeah, thank you all for joining. As you guys might see, we have a few extra team members joining us today. So we'll go ahead and all introduce ourselves because maybe some of you guys are, maybe it's your first time joining a dev talk, or maybe some of you guys haven't seen the new, not the new team members, but the team members that are joining us officially for the first time here on stage. So my name is Flash, and I'm helping out with some of the business and strategy at Mist.
Flash, que está ayudando con algo de la estrategia y del negocio. Esa es su función, ayudar con estrategia y negocio, súper específico.
Flash.
Flash.
No empieza ya a dar palo, Juan.
Misty, do you want to introduce yourself?
Dale una oportunidad a Flash. Ojo, espantada.
Maybe Misty's having some issues with the mic, but that's Misty. He's also helping out on business and taking a lead on that.
Misty espantada. Span Misty la llaman. Misty, di algo.
Saluda, hombre.
I don't know why no one else is talking. Maybe you guys can't hear me. Scythe, do you want to introduce yourself?
I was actually waiting for Mr. to say anything.
Ojo que está Scythe.
So, well, I think the Discord stage is familiar with all three of us. We've done this a few times before. If you guys would like to go back and check those, you can. It seems Misty is having some technical issues there, so he should be with us soon. I'm Scythe. I'm the lead developer. You guys know me.
Scythe es el desarrollador principal,
we actually have a lot of very interesting things to share today. It's our first official stage meeting with other team members. So let me just give the mic to them instead.
Venga, chicos, acción. Mist 0.02. Queremos noticias, Mist. 77 personas, Juan, opiniones.
It's like he is our
parece que el desarrollador del proyecto no le da para internet, ¿no?
Vale, le está lagueando un poquito el audio, ¿eh?
Sí.
Esto no somos nosotros, chicos, ¿eh? Que nadie se equivoque, ¿eh?
Hey, Misty, you're also connecting kind of poorly.
Okay.
Estos son vuestros héroes.
Well,
Estos son
okay,
vuestros héroes.
Archer,
Bueno, chicos, recordad, van a hablar no solo de la versión 0.02, sino de Web 3, la integración a la Web 3, la Web 3.0, una palabra de moda últimamente. A ver qué nos tiene que contar, ¿eh?
Nice to meet you all.
Well, thanks everyone for trying to intro or introducing yourselves today. As we get through the rest of the discussions and talks today, I'm sure we'll all pitch in a lot and you get to hear everyone speak. He's back. Hey.
Yeah.
Great.
Sorry. I did not configure my microphone correctly. Hello. I am Reykjavik. Yeah.
Este no parece que sea inglés, ¿verdad? Ni americano.
All right, now that most of us are here, my microphone
Esto no somos nosotros, chicos, son ellos, ¿eh?
Otra vez se la ha vuelto a joder.
¡Qué vergüenza!
Misty, check the mic. It might be the internet connection. I'll take it for now while you fix this. So it's like you're talking slow motion. We know.
Bueno, un primer comienzo abrupto, ¿no, Juan?
Sí, a ver qué dicen.
Un poco frío todo, ¿no?
Joining. I just want to jump in real fast before we start to give an intro of the things that we'll be talking about today, and
hace un resumen de lo que va a
some
hablar.
of the things and the secrets that we will reveal, things that we've been working on for
Que van a revelar secretos de los que no han hablado todavía.
That truly, and we don't say these things lightly, but we truly think is going to change Web3 gaming and the way
que van a cambiar el Web3 gaming.
Blockchain and traditional gaming will merge in the future. So we're
y van a determinar cómo van a fusionarse la blockchain con los juegos en el futuro.
They're more quiet about the things that they're developing.
Estamos más callados últimamente.
Many times they don't come out and yell to the world how great it is, the things that they've developed, but
pero van a enseñar más vídeos de nubes, es lo que yo quiero saber.
Vamos a ver qué están comentando ahora, a ver qué dicen. Sí. Aparte de meter FOMO, a ver si dicen algo.
I think they're just more humble kinds of guys and girls, but I just want to give them a huge shout out because the things that we'll talk about today, they are technically very difficult, really impossible to do because no one has done them until today. But this group of people has been able to.
No sé qué han hecho esta gente que no ha hecho de los demás, la verdad.
Van a anunciarnos cosas que técnicamente no se han hecho nunca, dice el amigo.
If I brag for them today, that's why they just won't do it for themselves. I'm just very proud and happy to even be a part of this team as well. So, with that said, if we take on a little bit of a different tone of voice today, if we're more energized and if we sound more excited, it's just because we really are proud of what we've done and we're
Están muy orgullosos de lo que han hecho y que por eso se les oye más animados.
Today we'll talk about two big things, but we'll break them up into different sections. I'll give a quick overview. So the biggest thing I think that we will show you today, in my opinion, other team members think other things are bigger, but I'll speak just for myself, is a batch of technical improvements that will make Web3 gaming seamless, smooth, and uninterruptible in the standard way.
Vale, que la primera cosa que van a anunciar es un sistema de herramientas que han estado desarrollando para que todo el tema del web gaming y del blockchain vaya sin retrasos y sin tirones y sin parones mientras se juega.
Because many games now are just a game and they claim to have Web3 capabilities coming in the future. They don't have this. But let's assume a game has Web3 connectivity.
Vale.
Oftentimes, in fact, in every single game, you are bombarded and interrupted with MetaMask messages. You're playing a game, you're trying to be in it, you want to immerse yourself, Web3 pops up, boop, boop, boop.
Vale, que el problema principal que se encuentra el tema del gaming con Web3 es que cada vez que intentas hacer algo aparecen muchos pop-ups de MetaMask. A mí eso no me parece el principal problema, pero bueno.
No one wants to play an MMORPG
y que eso te rompe la inmersión.
and have to continue clicking some Web3
Es verdad,
fonts.
¿no?
It ruins
Creo que hay cosas mucho más importantes
enormous
que eso.
amounts of things. And we'll go more into this later as we talk, but this is just an overview of something. So what we've developed is a way for these blockchain interactions to happen seamlessly without you as a player even knowing that they're happening behind the scenes. And maybe not the most sexy thing of all time, but technically it is probably one of the biggest roadblocks of Web3 gaming. So we'll talk more about how we solve this and the impact that it'll have on Web3 gaming. It's very big, it's very
Vale, que se reitera en que lo que están desarrollando con más ahínco es mejora la de la experiencia de usuario en Web Gaming 3.0. Yo de nuevo creo que hay muchas cosas que mejorar antes que la experiencia de usuario, como por ejemplo tener un juego, ¿no? Para poder jugar.
We don't exactly want to reveal. Maybe it'll slip out today. I don't know. But essentially, this game launcher involves many different kinds of connectivities and things like this that allow many different blockchain games to be seamlessly integrated with the blockchain through one common launcher. And there's a lot more that goes into this as well, but this is just a summary. And we also have a decentralized social friend maintenance and communication platform.
Que quieren desarrollar una plataforma como Steam, básicamente.
Ecosystem that will allow collaboration, friendship building, and all kinds of different social aspects through all of the different games on our platform, but definitely throughout all of the metaverse itself. So it's a quick overview of the three technical things that I'm super excited about. And yeah, I'll pass it on to Scythe.
3. O sea, por un lado, la revolución, dicen ellos, de jugar sin que el pop-up de MetaMask te moleste. Por otro lado, un launcher tipo Steam, tipo Epic Games.
Sí.
No quiero más juegos, quiero Myst. Y la tercera novedad no he entendido muy bien cuál es.
Que van a tener el sistema de amistades, creo, algo así, parecido como... no sé. Veo una estupidez, a ver qué dicen.
Everybody keeps building skyscrapers on swampland right now. It's there's nothing that holds the most important, the core mechanic of a gameplay or core mechanic of any kind of web-based interaction, and that is first immersion, security, and social. Right? It needs to be able to facilitate all these things before we can call
Dice que para él los tres, me ha parecido entender que tres puntos fundamentales son la seguridad, se me ha olvidado la primera, y el tema social.
20 years for the actual World Wide Web to reach, but hopefully it's going to be a little quicker now with all these people working tirelessly on creating these kinds of things. So yes, essentially it is essentially we are aiming to solve the problem of having to interact with a third-party application, which
quieren eliminar el proceso de tener que interactuar con una tercera aplicación en el proceso. Vale, así que ya lo habéis dicho unas cuantas veces.
Wallet applications are blocking countries and doing all kinds of things that they shouldn't really be meddling with. And another thing that we're providing is a completely Web3 based, decentralized messaging and friend list facilitating platform.
Sí, la parte social.
And,
Pero si esto no es nada nuevo, si esto ya lo tienen todas las plataformas de videojuegos, lo tiene hasta Epic, que es el puto SIDA.
By all of these, but I think it is kind of important for us to
que lo van a hacer en blockchain. Me la suda, pero
we decided to take this direction rather than just build the game like every other game that's trying to aim for right now without worrying too much about the infrastructure, right? And
yeah, and
I think there's a good reason for that.
We're not just a game, because if
ahora no solamente, claro, si podemos hacer más cosas para que sacar. Ahora no solamente somos un juego, ¿no?
Other games in the Web3 gaming space. So, like you were saying, Scythe, some wallet applications blocking entire countries or groups of people their access to a decentralized space or blockchain in general.
Están hablando, es como si Steam antes de hacer el Half-Life estuviese hablando de cómo implementar patches en juegos, tío. O sea, Valve coge y hace un juego que se llama Half-Life, ¿no?
Sorry to jump in. I just have a question that maybe many of the listeners also have. We're getting technical now, and it's really cool, and we should continue this way. But Are we saying that Mist made its own wallet?
Yeah.
Or okay.
So definitely we have made our own wallet that allows us not only easier connectivity, not only
sino que nadie se pueda meter a revisar, ¿no? Lo que tienes metido dentro de la wallet. Madre mía.
Wait for the transaction to go through, accept. You don't have to do that because that's a disruptive thing. Like, can you imagine when you're talking, all of a sudden an alarm rings, and you have to focus on what you have to say. Gaming is even harder. You're pressing 5-10 buttons and you're killing somebody, you're trying to dodge, heal, do everything, and then all of a sudden a MetaMask transaction.
Mist ha creado su propia wallet, su propio MetaMask, es el titular por ahora, ¿no?
Sí. Not only we are able to give people their own accounts on the blockchain, but you can also import your previous accounts into our own proprietary wallet. So again, it's like we don't like how people can block certain countries or groups of people altogether. And I mean, if they don't like you, right, they can block you, just like Steam. You buy games on Steam. Next thing you know, you say something that they don't like, or you are not behaving a certain way, they can block you, ban you. Next thing you know, you lose all your games.
¿Y qué os impide a vosotros hacer lo mismo? Estás diciendo que no se fían del sistema de Steam, porque Steam, en el momento que digas algo que vaya en contra de sus líneas de privacidad y tal, que te puede banear la cuenta. ¿Qué clase de solución es esta? Porque vosotros podéis hacer exactamente lo mismo. Y que pierdes tus juegos y que pierdes todo lo que has invertido dentro de la plataforma de Steam. Coño, pues sigue las guías de seguridad y de tal y no te joden, ¿no?
No les gusta la censura,
no, y por eso hay un grupo de baneados de Mist.
Unless they do something crazy bad, they should still own the items and everything, the achievements that they had on the blockchain. That's the beauty of blockchain. We want to actually utilize that.
Una excusa para que nadie les pueda seguir el rastro ni nada, ¿sabes? Para esconder sus propias movidas. Claro, es una excusa.
That's why we're providing more than a game. We're providing infrastructure. We're providing some technology, and that's why we're so excited to
todo menos el juego, Juan.
Sí, llevamos 20 minutos aquí de tal y
de todo ellos tienen todo preparado, mensajería, su wallet, realidad aumentada y el juego, papá.
¿Qué juego?
¿Dónde está el juego?
No sé de qué me estaba hablando.
Is going to go. Truly, I think everyone on stage now, a dream of ours is in a few years. It could be a short amount of time. It could be a long amount of time. We don't know. But we really think and we hope that in a few years, Web3 gaming and traditional gaming will not really be very different from one another. One of the reasons that they are so different, and frankly, the reason when people hear of blockchain gaming, they immediately, they frown and they run away because they don't want any part of it, is because it's so difficult to even take part in blockchain gaming. I guess everyone listening here and everyone in the Mist community is, you guys know what blockchain is. You know how to set up a wallet and things like this, but there are literally millions, probably maybe billions of people on Earth that have no idea how to make a MetaMask wallet. And this is a really big
barrier. Y queréis alcanzar su dinero, claro. Y que dice que una de sus primeras preocupaciones ahora mismo es que hay millones de personas, incluso billones, que no saben lo que es un MetaMask. Y claro, eso es mucho más importante, llegar a ese público nuevo, ¿no? Que tener un producto con el que llegarle. Lo primero es llegarles, sacarles la pasta y luego ya si eso hacemos cosas, ¿no? Vamos, por favor, que los inversores que estamos aquí estamos por Mist, no por vuestra puta plataforma de juegos.
Mira, ¿quién cobra lo que dice?
Hombre, un saludo, ¿quién cobra? Tiempo sin verte.
People telling you or blocking your account. These are all
quien cobra, Naruk devolvió el dinero, no es ningún estafador. Actualízate.
Bueno, un poco sí.
To actually get the tech ready. Now it's a matter of implementing it and kind of pushing ahead with it. But we think that there's a lot of benefits to what we've done. I'll give you an example. Let's assume you're a traditional AAA MMORPG game, like one of the big ones. I won't name any, but you can think of like the best.
Wow, como hay tantos que funcionan ahora mismo, ¿verdad?
I'll give you an example of how this tech would work with them if we wanted to license or sell it or something. So let's say you make a character on any of these big MMOs. Immediately, without you even having to open MetaMask, you don't do a single thing. You type in your character's name, you click the create character button, and your character is loaded into the world, and they're automatically behind the scenes connected to the blockchain. A wallet is opened for them. And when you run around, you have even no idea what blockchain is, but you're running around killing monsters. Tokens are added to this wallet behind the scenes. You don't do a single thing. So
me vuelo que van a verter toda la liquidez de Mist en otro lado, Me lo estoy viendo venir ya.
Compare how easy that is. You make a character, boom, wallet, everything is created, you're on chain.
Bueno, están comentando un ejemplo. Imaginad el MMORPG que os dé la gana. Tú te creas un personaje y sin tú darte cuenta ya se ha creado una wallet. Tú vas avanzando con el personaje y vas recibiendo tokens sin tú tener que aceptar ningún tipo de transacción, bla, bla, bla. Esta es la revolución que ellos han anunciado, que es lo relacionado con la web 3.0, ¿no? Que es la progresiva integración de la blockchain a nuestra vida, ¿sí?
So, anyhow, we can go on about all the different benefits, but this is just something like I'm personally super proud of being a part of. So, yeah.
And the interface that we created not only allows you to have a seamless wallet within it, but it also has a social gaming aspect where you can.
Y dale con el social gaming, tío.
Que me da igual el social gaming.
Also,
obvio que lo tiene. Todas las plataformas tienen forma de agregar amigos.
Bienvenido al siglo XXI, querido, que llevamos 20 años con esta mierda, ¿sabes? Lleváis un poco de 20 años atraso trabajando en blockchain, además, o sea.
A ver, entiendo que se refiere a un social gaming basado en la blockchain, en la cadena de bloques.
A ver, ¿qué dicen de lo nuevo?
Cambios de arte.
Missy, you mind if we just touch on one more subject? I think we just missed out of all the hundreds of them. Scythe, can you tell us just real quickly how the launcher, we don't want to name it yet, but how this is more than just any of the other quote unquote blockchain game launchers that exist now? Because there's quite a few of them, and you can go and you can find a game and click play and it'll take you to the website and load the game. But I know that what we've developed actually allows this exact same seamless blockchain token integration with whatever game decides to use our launcher.
Bueno, esto ya lo lleva haciendo Coinari un tiempo, que dicen que es que claro, que es que su moneda va a ser única para poder utilizar en todos los juegos. Pues ya lo hacía Coinari y llevan unos meses de adelanto en estafas.
So, look, the problem was that we needed a set of infrastructure needed for our endeavors for creating an MMORPG, right? One thing is, how do you manage accounts? Second part, how do you manage game distribution? Third part, how do you manage communication and friends, right? And essentially, what we created is something that finds a solution to all three at the same time, and that can be very easily used with just a click of a button. So a lot of launchers, right? A lot of the current technology in Web3 is actually against the idea of Web3 itself. That is, you create an account using your email address. They provide you with a wallet if they do, right? Which is usually not the case either. And these wallets, well, even things like Binance, right? You create an account with your email address and they give you a wallet to send your tokens to, right? And that kind of raises questions about decentralization. Well, let's not get too much into that. Anyhow, essentially what we've created is this. You are identified with your wallet, and no matter what you do, your responsibility is on you to protect your keys, your private key, right? And it has no connection, no communication, anything that can hold you back or anything that can recover your information on the other end, which puts the only responsibility onto you to keep your account. And you log in, you can either create an account or you can import your existing wallet, right? That can be through your ledger. It can be through any wallet application, really. And as soon as you have your import or as soon as you create an account, you can set up your details of your profile. You create a profile and you use that profile to communicate with your friends. You can send messages, you can invite them to games.
¿Este tío es gilipollas o no?
Espera, déjale que hable.
Add them your party, add them to your lists, right? And of course, especially with our upcoming guild system, you can add them to your guilds as well. Essentially, we have created something that can replace what was needed through a platform like Steam and what was needed through a platform like MetaMask at the same time, while improving on both of their shortcomings in terms of communication with Web3 games. Essentially, a one-click signature that you provide with your login that can be used in-game without any interruptions, with everything completely communicating with the game itself and not a browser, not a Chrome extension, right? Only with the game, and no one can block you out of any content. That is what we took time to create, and that's essentially what we have right now.
Bueno, que llevan 6 meses trabajando en una plataforma que sirve con un solo clic para que te puedas loguear en tu perfil y que tu perfil tengas una cartera y un perfil social. Vamos, que básicamente lo que se lleva haciendo 20 años, pero que lo han llevado ahora a su propio terreno haciendo una propia wallet. Ya está. Eso es lo que llevan 6 meses haciendo y por eso no han podido avanzar en el juego, ¿no? Según entiendo.
For those who are waiting for the game updates, we will also touch base on that.
Hombre,
vaya, es una ama de Miss. Vamos a hablar un poco de Miss. Qué curioso.
Some nice gameplay changes to big ones as well.
Sí, sí.
Más cambios en el gameplay.
Ladrones,
ladrones.
I think in the next piece of script that we have ready that we'll go over, but we wanted to take the first half of today just to talk about, again, these infrastructure things, and our big vision when developing these items is we truly believe, and whenever these other development teams are able to solve this problem as well, if we don't want to license it out or something like this, as soon as more projects start realizing how to do this, it's not easy, but when they do it, blockchain gaming will never be the same. And I really want everyone listening to take away, again, when you go play another game, because probably you guys also play other games currently, the fact that you have to be pulled out of the immersion of the game, whether you're playing this game, everyone wants to feel like they're in another world, that they are another character. Every time you're taken out with a MetaMask, it's unacceptable. And it frankly, it frustrated us as a development team for a really long time, why this was just accepted as normal, and why every game and every development team just developed around this issue, did not try and solve it, or maybe they couldn't, but it's an unacceptable thing to have in quality gaming. I understand a low quality game, fine.
Tío, no tenemos los juegos NFT todavía y se están preocupando ya por cosas, ¿no? Efectivamente, Fabio.
Es que se están preocupando de la experiencia de usuario cuando no hay nada sobre lo que poder testear esa experiencia de usuario.
Hundreds and thousands of hours on a game if they want to be immersed, but they keep getting pulled out of it.
Fíjate, yo lo que creo es que están desarrollando esto para que se lo compren la idea más gente de fuera, ¿sabes? Y luego Miss y eso ya tal, ¿sabes? Porque esto es mucho, supongo que esto será más fácil que hacer que un desarrollo de un juego.
Es increíble. ¿Dónde está el juego, Juan?
Another thing is, I think I kind of understand why teams decide to develop around this, and that is because
esta gente siempre se está perdiendo en ramificaciones secundarias. ¡Dame el juego, Juan!
No.
¡Dame el juego! ¿Qué me estás contando ahora de tu Steam? Que un clic, firma de un clic, no sé qué historia.
That is what I meant by building a skyscraper on swampland. You see, you don't really want to live in that.
Está intentando hacer la analogía, ¿no? De que la mayoría de los juegos lo que intentan hacer es un rascacielos en una ciénaga, ¿no? Pero vale, de nuevo, y vosotros no estáis haciendo exactamente lo mismo, estáis intentando mejorar la experiencia de usuario sobre un producto que no tenéis.
This is something that is now a minimal requirement for Web3 gaming and not anything optional. Teams that take this as an optional requirement, I do not think that they are actually taking Web3 seriously.
And Scythe, this also this reminds me of a conversation we're having a few days ago about we understand that a lot of the community, they ask for announcement, update, these kinds of things.
Por eso estamos invirtiendo. Dice, es que la comunidad pide que les pongamos actualizaciones.
And our whole community understands that the announcements that Myst gives as a project they're not some hype pieces of news that maybe a meme coin or something else would want to put out every, as much as they can just to pump whatever it is that they want to pump, whether it's hype or something. I'm just very happy that our community at least understands that when we put out content or when we put out a release or a piece of technology, it's not just some announcement, right? It's not like the Tuesday everyday kind of a thing, but we put out really what we consider very quality pieces of technology and updates. So thank you guys for sticking with us, and I'm very happy that now there is this understanding that it's not that we don't want to put out a piece of announcement every few days or something like this, but it's more of an understanding that the stuff that our team likes to work on is much bigger picture. And I think it's very obvious from not only from the technology, obviously is again very good, if I do say so, for the team. They will never say it, but I can say at least the technology is very good. And Myst is just a very pretty looking game, and a lot of these other things that we'll talk about now regarding the game, the new update and the new build and everything. I think you guys will understand again that not only are we doing all of this infrastructure work that is going to punch traditional Web3 gaming in the face and change everything up, but we're of course building a very, very cool game that we'll be happy to play, and maybe we can jump into some of that stuff too.
Yeah, and exactly.
Que bueno, que no hacen anuncios habitualmente, ¿no? Porque ellos no utilizan los anuncios como un token meme para pumpear, ¿no? Y véase todas las mierdas que hemos ido descifrando, tanto con Mango como gente de más de nuestra comunidad, que veíamos que cada vez que hacían un anuncio o lo habían repetido de otro sitio, habían cogido los assets copiados de otro lado. O sea, no es que realmente, primero, no estáis haciendo anuncios, y segundo, no estáis creando nada de tecnología, lo estáis implementando de fuera. O sea, que no nos toquéis la polla. O por lo menos de lo que habéis enseñado hasta ahora. No habéis creado nada por vuestra cuenta.
And made big changes within the game, the gameplay, the art style, anything that we talk about today. We have made changes, and being part of this journey of bringing the Web3 gaming to the next.
Se vienen cambios en el juego, dice, ¿no?
¿Qué juego?
This community that likes to interact with us and give us suggestions is super important, because at the end of the day, you guys are the people who are going to play the game. So we really take into consideration all of the suggestions that we have.
El Telegram me están baneando por pedir el juego.
Cool. Well, Missy, what do you say we jump into?
Fíjate lo que dice Regulus, y están como cuando Naruto decía que todavía no podía sacar el juego porque quería implementar todas las medidas de seguridad necesarias. Para aquí lo mismo. No, es que llevamos un año trabajando en la plataforma del juego, pero el juego no lo tenemos todavía.
Estamos deployando, papá. Estamos deployando.
There have been some people asking about the patch. Is this a patch, or what's in it? It's a major release. It's not a hotfix. It's a major release.
Hombre, lleváis 3 meses trabajando en un parche. Dice que va a cambiar muchas cosas, que no va a ser un parche, que va a ser un cambio del juego como tal.
We're talking about the blockchain connectivity at the same time, so we have also made big changes in the gameplay. Just to give like the big picture thing, we have changed the controller. We have changed the many animations, and we are in the process of remaking the UI.
Que han metido el mando, que han metido mejoras en la jugabilidad, que han metido mejoras de la interfaz, animaciones.
Mentira todo, tío.
Tendrían
que trabajar en niveles, en quests, ¿no?
Eso se hace. A ver, primero está la estructura y luego el contenido, ¿sabes? Si es un buen desarrollador, un buen productor, lo que te dedicas a hacer las dos cosas a la vez.
Hello everyone again. I'm sorry.
¿Quién es ahora?
Very silent presentation earlier, but I'm really excited first and foremost to be here to finally have a word about what has been going behind the scenes I know many of you on the group, on the Spanish group, for example. Shout out to the Spanish group.
Este es de LATAM.
Ask me a lot of time on private that show us something. What's next? What are you building? And well, we're finally on a stage where we can share. Just like major clarification for some people that has asked me this question, we're not starting building from zero. We're building from what we have and improving. And for me personally, and I think Flash
dice que van a enseñar cositas, ¿no?
Eso dice.
Frustration always
¡Corta el rollo, venga!
Gives us our gasoline to keep going.
Me voy a hacer un café súper rápido, ¿vale? Me hace falta un café para aguantar esto, tío. Buenas tardes, pescado.
And I'm always trying to see how we can take things to the next level.
Oh my God, no ha dicho nada en 5 minutos, tío.
Me lo van a decir.
The game is always about improving one. And well, I think we're in a very good stage to talk about the new shader system.
Nuevos shaders.
Well, we could say lighting system. It's not properly a new lighting system, but the thing is that the lighting approach of the game will be managed in shader. Mainly in the shader.
Porque eso es lo complicado.
So it can be performant across many platforms, many platforms, and so yeah.
Hey, Tlecky, mind if I'll just jump in 1 second? Maybe for much of the audience, maybe doesn't know what the shader is, or maybe to them they hear the word lighting and they think, oh, it's just how the game looks, right? Why is that stuff important? Does it help? I mean, what? It's a technical thing, right? Like, what kind of stuff does this help, and why do we spend so much time on it?
El año pasado, sobre esta fecha, probamos a la primera beta jugable, que era lo de la isla donde podías comprar NFTs.
I have been so long in my developer cave that for those terms are pretty normal on our day-on-day basis, but to make it pretty clear, shader, it's like the way we express or communicate the materials in our models, how they look, how they see, how they feel. It's very different stylized game. Think whichever game you want, very stylized or a realistic
Siguen sin decir
game,
nada del juego.
They manage their.
Porque decir cosas que van a hacer cambios en los gráficos no es decir nada realmente del juego.
Well, it's why it's important.
Y eso dependiendo de lo que se pueda hacer o de lo que no, y que me corrija aquí alguien que sepa de juegos. Eso puede ser bastante sencillo llevar a hacer cambios en la luz y hacer cambios en los shaders. Puede llegar a ser muy sencillo, depende de a qué nivel quieran hacerlo.
Trespassing the lighting, communication to the shader, makes it a lot more performance for the game, because that means we don't have to use as many lights for rendering.
Sobre todo si no tienes contenido para tener que ir especificando en cada situación cómo se comportan esos shaders, esa luz.
So this stuff is number one, it helps the game look very beautiful, but also it's important to spend a lot of time on it, because it helps it run more smoothly on people's computers, and a lot of people don't have the most powerful computers. So if we want to open Myst to as many players as possible, we want it to look good, but we also need it to be able to perform, right?
Precisely. And the challenge here,
sí, están dando vueltas, efectivamente.
I'm pretty proud about the team, because I think we have accomplished it, is that we want for Myst to look as beautiful.
Supongo que para las dos versiones, Fabio, pero vamos.
While running as smooth as possible.
Están diciendo que sí, que va a ir mucho mejor. Nosotros que tenemos una patata, bueno, que entendemos que allí la gente tiene ordenadores incluso más patatas que aquí, pero en mi ordenador, el ordenador que usamos para retransmitir tiene aproximadamente 8 años, o 6 años, vamos a decir. Y va perfecto. Y no tiene las piezas más caras de 6 años, tampoco.
Satisfying conclusion to the optimization work, but it was not enough. it was not enough because
Este no es inglés, este es de
for
Latinoamérica.
starters, it's never enough.
O español a lo mejor, ¿eh?
We want to get as lower end players as possible. If you have lower end computers, we want to onboard them, right? And this opens the whole shader and texture rework opens the gates to even mobile gaming, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, that's correct. We have been very careful with the polygon count and with the.
Han tenido mucho cuidado con el cuento de con el conteo de polígonos.
Like, hits we have been noticing to aim to a true multi-platform like
Buenas, Alfredo.
Well, I'll say one thing too. Sorry, maybe to add to this is we've, for example, I remember months ago even we tried a super HDRP, like extremely realistic, super high graphics. I think we even released a video with that. And I remember everyone thought, oh, this is so cool. But there's two things with this. Number one, if we wanted to make an extremely super high def, like you need a $10,000 computer to run this game, that's actually much easier to do. Believe it or not, it's very easy to just make everything super high. And because then you don't need to go in and work on algorithms and optimize. But Frankie, what you're saying is exactly right. We're trying to make this super beautiful, but also maybe even have it run on mobile one day. And to have this this balance, it's a lot of work, and it trusts. The community might not know this, so I just want to say it again. It's actually easier to make a very, very high definition game. People don't realize this, maybe they don't understand, but it's very, very easy to do that. And this is why
comentan que sí, que una cosa que es cierta, que es mucho más fácil que hacer un juego que se vea de puta madre y que no funcione en ningún ordenador, hacer un juego que se vea más o menos bien y que funcione en todos. Sí, vale, eso es cierto. Carlos, es que no es entretenido, es informativo.
Totally agree, and we.
Para toda la gente que hemos palmado pasta con estos hijos de puta, para ver cuál es la siguiente treta que se traen para traer a más público.
Que por cierto, no hemos comentado que el token en las últimas horas, días, ha pegado una subidita buena. Estos son velas de 5 minutos, ¿vale, chicos? Lo vemos súper rápido. Velas diarias, ¿vale? Mirad, ojo, hay mucho trecho por recorrer, evidentemente.
Hostia, como que estaba en 20, ¿no? ¿El ATH cuándo estaba? En.
No, 45 centavos.
ATH, señores.
Ojo a la mechita de hoy.
Eso me huele a una boteada, chaval.
Es la clásica, mira.
Los buenos snipers ahí, para la boteada, madre mía.
Mira, desde que ha empezado, media hora antes de empezar el evento, lo que sea esto de hoy, para abajo. Sí es lo de siempre, chicos. Sí es lo de siempre. Boteada. Es lo de siempre. Fin.
I'm happy that today we're finally sharing some details about that, some pictures. But yeah, it has to be a language. Everything in game design is a language, not only level design. And it has to be an experience worthy to remember.
Yeah, and that comes from the issue where we want to design a game that is pretty to look at, and also a game that we actually want to play, right? And when you're in the game, if you're not immersed, and if you don't feel like you're in a whole different realm, a fantasy realm, there's no point of playing the game, right? And that's what
dicen que si no te sientes en un reino de fantasía mientras juegas, que no merece la pena jugar. Y dale. ¿Pero jugar a qué?
We made new assets to optimize it.
Nuevos assets.
We added a bunch of new details from the
más detalles
that's coming out. And again, I might tease this right now, but a brand new section area.
Chicos, un respeto, por favor,
Should I call
respetar,
it,
por favor.
Should I call the new section that we're going to release, or is
está engañando, que no nos
engaña. Espera, a ver qué dice.
Okay,
so un segundo, señores.
Okay, I won't say it, but a new part of the Mist world is coming to the game, where players can do much more than walking around, basically. And again, this new release will have many more functionalities coming with the controller. This controller allows us to do much more inside the game.
Nuevas funcionalidades con el control, mucho más allá de caminar por el mundo. Ojo.
We have been hearing from the
ahora no por
for animations and everything. they are being fixed, and
¿Te hace una
many of
paja al
them
mando?
are already fixed.
Se van a mejorar las animaciones que estaban rotas, que eran prácticamente todas.
Jumping animations, and other things such as the mount system, which is huge.
Sistema de
I think
monturas.
it's one of the things that I'm
Pero
most
¿por qué un
excited
sistema de
about.
monturas, tío? ¿Pero
You
por qué
guys
sí?
will be able to use your NFT mounts.
Novedades con el mando, Juan. Buena noticia.
Y un sistema de monturas, wow. No podemos pegar, pero montar en monturas que cuestan NFT, que cuestan dinero, sí, ¿eh?
¿Te hace una paja el mando?
We'll be seeing people with the mounts riding them around and showing off, basically.
Showing off where?
Yes,
¿Dónde?
it's
¿Dónde? ¿En
amazing,
vuestra mente o qué?
Ahora sí, ladrones, ladrones. Novedades con el mando, Juan, importante.
Y el sistema de montura. Y que van a reparar las animaciones que estaban todas rotas. Estupendo.
I don't know.
En el momento que podamos hacer clic y pegarle a un bicho, entonces ya hablamos de gameplay y tal.
Concede the word to Akron or go
Yeah,
right to the.
Let's get some information from Macaron.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here on this stage with this amazing team. And with you,
Ahora podrás con el control darnos todos tus ahorros con tan solo un botón, un clic. Sin ventana de MetaMask, danos tus fondos.
Did an amazing
Es lo que me está sonando toda esta mierda.
Basically what goes behind the stage of making the graphics of Myst.
Una obviedad, ¿no? Steam, ¿vale? Lo saca alguien detrás, alguien como Valve, ¿no? Valve, responsable de Counter-Strike, Half-Life, un tal Half-Life. ¿Estos quiénes son, Juan?
Sí.
Like to send this game to the players, and when on the points of shaders, we wanted to create something that will allow the environment designers the versatility, while at the same time being optimized. Because like you see in other games, that when the time comes for transferring to the mobile experience, a big decimation of the game happened. And with this new approach in the graphic, we wanted to maintain like the look that we are catering in the desktop also, and make sure to not decimate it so much when we are catering for mobile platforms. And at the same time, we want to like have that versatility in the works when we are, for example, making locations. The shaders and the materials need to be able to be molded fast, to be able like to render a certain location, because the game contains many locations and the players would know like their presence by the environment design that surrounds them, and having like that workflow and having that framework ready for it to be able like to handle the many locations that are catered in Myst, and at the same time make it easy for the environment designers to do their magic, to build these beautiful locations. So you'll be able to have like many like an overall like general graphics feel, but at the same time like the location and everything are changed, and we are like working on many other features to make this task as easy as possible and make like the creativity flow, and like to have the ability to cater a unique.
La verdad que el acento no sé de dónde es.
At the same time, make it like as Taraki said, make it as beautiful, as serene, as make it like something that you are going to live inside, an experience that is not limited like just to some PBR graphic, like photorealistic graphic that we've been seeing in game elsewhere, but like it is Myst, and we needed like to have like our own graphic approach, our
Tacho,
own
que llevas 10 minutos para decir que vas a tener una línea gráfica unificada en el juego, que eso es algo básico, que lo sabemos ya todos, coño, que en el Dragon Ball no te vas a encontrar gráficos del Minecraft, hostia.
Tranquilo, Van, tranquilo, Van.
Que no hace falta desarrollarse tanto, obviamente. Cada juego tiene su línea gráfica, ¿no?
Tranquilo.
En el Tetris no te vas a encontrar gráficos de yo que sé, del World of Warcraft, ¿no? Es lógico. Hostia.
As we are developing more, we are putting more of our creativity into the game. To see players when they recognize it.
Todo lo que no han dicho en 3 meses lo están diciendo ahora, ¿eh? Digo las palabras, porque contenido es nulo, sigue siendo el mismo.
Really important. I mean, look at all the games like RuneScape. You look at RuneScape and you know what it is. You know, a lot of those revolutionary games, and that's what we're trying to do in blockchain gaming. You know, when you see Myst, you know, and that's how it's going to be from now on. We're adding more elements that fit our own.
Es un buen resumen, ¿no? Del AMA. Sí. Buen resumen, Giorgio.
Conversations because I haven't listened to many other development talks, especially in definitely in Web3 gaming, but I would very much wager that the kind of stuff that you guys are hearing us talk about today is this is much more than just some meme game, you know. This is real game development studio stuff. So it's almost like we could sell this as a masterclass, especially with Slikely and Accurate.
Hostia, ya que nos faltaba eso, que nos cobrasen los amas, tú.
Que dicen que podrían vender este ama, chico. Que podrían estar cobrándote por este ama. Madre mía.
Esto está siendo una masterclass.
Eso digo yo. Eso digo yo, William. Pecado.
Guys, we shared a few days ago, maybe a week ago, I forget, something about the weather system, and I remember seeing the video and the tweet, and it looked
que van a hablar ya de las nubes,
cool,
Juan.
there's some clouds, they look pretty, there's some rain and these kinds of things, and I'm positive that to an average community member, they might not know much about game development and stuff, and they see this and they say, okay, cool, you guys made some clouds. And I don't fault them for thinking this at all, because this is what I would think. What can you guys say about why that weather system is important?
Responden a la crítica del vídeo de las nubes,
what's the difference between a weather system that is optimized versus one that's not optimized? I assume if it's not optimized, you're going to be lagging really, really bad and the game is unplayable. So even something as simple as a weather system can make or break a game if it's not done correctly. Is that true?
No jodas, sí. So, si pones una cosa que está rota en tu juego, puede que rompa el juego. ¿De verdad? ¡Wow! Esta masterclass ha valido cada centavo.
It's basically like the weather system, because the weather system in most of the games is rendered through. Rendered means like it is showed on your screen, basically through a hard-driven code, and at the same time very intensive game objects that are placed in the scene, VFX elements, and all of those like drain your RAM. So to make sure that we are like, as the team said, we are like aiming for low-end devices. We needed like to have our
que aquí las nubes no están interaccionando con nada, ¿sabes? No hay una nube que aparezca por aquí, ¿sabes? No es un skybox, está todo detrás, ¿entiendes?
No se cambia la iluminación de este escenario en ningún momento, ¿verdad?
No cambia las sombras, no cambia nada, es mentira todo.
No cambia nada. En ningún momento cambia la luz de aquí del escenario, pero que nos toman por tonto.
Porque es mentira todo, y lo de atrás es un skybox, no es un environmental system ni polla, es un skybox, es un círculo girando alrededor de, ¿sabes?
That is so basically for Mist, but we wanted like to have the versatility that through our like weather system, and for that we opted like for the most optimized manner to do it, like using minimal code and at the same time playing on shaders and allowing for a
tener código más largo tampoco es malo,
like
a veces.
layered weather system where
es lo que te digo, es que de verdad que a ver, yo entiendo que la mayoría de la gente no debería de saber este tipo de cosas, ¿no? Pero es en plan realmente nos están tomando por estúpidos por todo lo que yo estoy
viendo. Es una masterclass, Juan.
Nos están tomando por estúpidos, tío.
Right now we are around like 85% done with the weather system, and it renders really, really beautifully. It is very immersive. And at the same time, we are able to maintain all those elements, those VFX, like the auroras, as I was saying, and the galaxy, and like the shooting stars, the rain.
Esos son skybox que ya vienen predefinidos, tío. Si quieres una masterclass de verdad de skybox, métete en el WoW, tío, y flipa.
I would call it, if any game dev are here, like it is a physical weather system. It's not something that like drain your RAM. It's just like an object in the game that moves with you, and it is like, and when you are like looking at it with the camera, you are seeing a full like skybox, a full weather, like the clouds and everything. All the elements, it's not making like a big like performance. Like it's not asking for a big performance.
Estoy viendo si está diciendo algo más de que es un Skybox, pero vuelvo a lo mismo. Un Skybox es una cosa que te viene en Unity facilísimo, pero facilísimo de hacer tú.
And basically, one thing I want to point out is that not just because we say that we're searching all the time for the performance option means that we are like downgrading the quality. I want to get this very like clear, like the mindset that it's within the team, that it's within those performance options.
Juan, entiende que ellos están aprendiendo a trabajar ahora, dice el pescado.
Yo es lo que estoy sacando en conclusión de todo esto, que de verdad son, por la voz no son gente nueva, ¿eh? Pero yo debe de ser gente que se ha encontrado con una millonada en las manos y ha dicho, a ver cómo coño justificamos todo el gasto que estamos haciendo, ¿no?
Vamos a alargar la cantinela. La engañifla. ¿Cómo alargamos la engañifla? Venga a sacar los conejitos de la baraja. De la chistera. Por favor. Juan, por favor.
O sea, yo que me estoy acordando del alfa de World of Warcraft, que creo que fue en 2001, 2002 o algo así. Las primeras alfas, que estaba más o menos a la vez que cuando salió Warcraft 3, ya había un alfa creada de World of Warcraft, tío. O algo jugable, ¿sabes? Esta gente que no tiene nada jugable todavía. Y lleva un año desarrollando, tío. Y se han llevado millones de dólares.
Bueno, lo que probamos la otra vez, sí.
Eso no es jugable, Tony. Eso es andable, ¿sabes? O sea, pero ¿no te acuerdas que con los bichos no había no hacía bien, no podías usar habilidades, nada así?
I have shared some snippets, some screenshots from the weather system and the colors that we have changed.
¿Van a
as well as
cambiar?
the mount
¿Van a enseñar algo?
a video that I shared it as a YouTube link. You can just watch it on Discord right now.
¿Dónde?
On the left-hand side, just above the Mist stage, the live dev chat, there's a
ver, dar abajo en
hashtag
announcements. Y si no es en
Stage
announcements en general.
¿Está diciéndolo?
Just you can watch there right now.
¿Dónde?
I'll be posting more stuff there, and I'll be putting them all in a Medium article as well after this AMA, so you guys can all have a look.
No, eso no es.
Well, you guys, thank you for explaining to everyone just something as simple as weather. I know I'm positive some people read the tweets and they thought, are you kidding me? These guys made a cloud. But obviously it's much more than just this. It is a way that we can ensure
en el Telegram están también comentando el tema. Este es el vídeo, ¿vale? Vamos a verlo.
On as many machines as possible, because we're not just trying to push out something and get it over with. We actually want people to play this game. So, and we want as many people as possible to play it. And I hope, just from this explanation, everyone listening, next time we might post something and maybe it looks very simple. It's just a cloud.
Está guapo cómo se monta.
¿Es solo esto?
A lot that goes on behind the
Mira qué
scenes.
gráfico.
And I think one other thing I'm pretty positive of is a lot of the ways that we created this weather system. It's done in a layered approach, and there's a lot of other technical stuff that we don't need to get into.
Tío, ¿te crees que soy imbécil y que no he visto nunca la ventana de un puto programa de animación o qué?
Qué listo el reno, viene antes de que se le silbe.
Flow into other parts of the game, whether it's in the way it looks or runs. So it's a piece of tech that it was created, I guess, initially for the weather system, but it is also applicable to a lot of.
Mira el reno cómo cabalga, mira cómo se mueve.
So
¿Eso qué pasa ahora?
it's really good, but there's the story of.
Nada, que le he separado el punto de anclaje.
So yeah, thanks for explaining.
El reno qué bonito, ¿no?
A lot of questions about it, so I'm happy we talked about it. And what else, guys? I know.
Maybe Side can talk about the.
Muy bajo el reno,
Espera,
¿no?
vamos a ver qué están diciendo.
So
Ahora vemos los vídeos estos, Tony.
the controller, right? The thing
El controller. ¿Puedes quitar esto, por
I kind of
favor?
want to explain this in conjunction with a different topic, that is
Se ha puesto otro.
the pre-alpha's second patch wasn't released, and why we decided
Mira, a
to
ver en
go for a
Telegram se ha puesto
larger
otro, Tony.
release rather than patching the first
Solo
one
es
up,
esto,
right?
¿no?
This is because of the controller. mostly, and the infrastructure.
Sorry, man. Not to cut in. What's a controller?
All right. So
what is that?
Hablemos sobre qué es un mando.
So we received a lot of messages that during the pre-alpha, well, we had to make some decisions to make the MMO networking system handle the character movement better. But this meant that we had to give up some of the parts, give up some part from how the character was actually moving while the animation was playing, right? So the synchronization between movement and the animation, right? We had to break it a little bit to get a better performance in terms of the
William,
in terms of networking.
no troles, William, no seas malo.
So this meant that
¿Cuántos BNB vale el reno? Es lo que yo quiero saber, Juan.
Era un NFT, ¿no? El reno.
¿Cuántos BNB por ese reno? Lo quiero. Quiero reno.
Earlier videos, the character motion seemed more smoother and more in sync with the animation rather than the actual release.
Ahí va, te jodieron, William.
William, rest in peace. Rest in peace, William.
To say for that.
No te han baneado. Mira.
What we need to do is we need to recapture the animations.
William, cuidado que te banean, papá.
The animators wearing a mocap suit and actually running around their houses and capturing themselves, right? It's the fun bit. But for us to be able to actually accomplish a better movement, we had to retake the animations and we had to include them in such a way that it's not going to be interrupting the existing parts of the gameplay. And then we said, another thing that we should really look into is how the attack combos are made, because now the motion is very nice and very smooth, right? But the attacks themselves seem a little dull, where the characters like standing.
Ahora se va a empezar a hablar de cómo funcionan las habilidades dentro del juego.
Well, that doesn't really feel like you're hitting something. That looks like you're like slightly slapping the guy in front of you, right? So we decided to take another step into this. And
ya te han baneado,
William. Rest in peace, bro.
I think I shared a few videos about this, where the character sort of walks up and with each attack it keeps going forward and keeps slashing, and you really feel the impact, right? Especially on a over the head camera angle. So for us to be able to do all of these, and well, at the same time, we kind of realized what was missing about the whole Web3 infrastructure.
Han cogido la pose, ¿no? Del bicho y la han puesto.
We decided to postpone the release for the second patch because there's no reason for patching
Han cambiado la luz un poco por detrás, ¿no?
Building where you can actually take it down and bring it up as a stronger one. You see. So we decided to take a step back, fix up a lot of the things that would come up to be problems if we spend more time on them, and essentially make a lot of things from scratch. You know, that's what we end up doing. Anyways, well, you asked me what the controller is. The controller for the character, right? The character controller essentially is how you manipulate the environment. You're the agent, you're the character, right? And you are put into this world, and the things you can do, the things you can control, would have to give you.
Están justificándose un poco el tema de por qué han decidido utilizar un mando. Y yo creo que es porque es mucho más fácil desarrollar con un mando, porque en un mando te caben que 16 habilidades y sin embargo si lo tienes bien de teclado que puedes tener a lo mejor 40 o 50 habilidades como tienes en Lineage.
Like how you move, how you jump, how you interact, the controls basically, but a little bit more technical than just the controls in the button.
Well, yes, but in an MMO setting, the controller is one of the biggest components that needs to be developed for the game, because how you interact means that how you interact with NPCs, how you interact with enemies, how you interact with mounts, how you interact with environment objects, right? Or even how you interact with the player itself through feedback. And all of these had to be deconstructed and remade to allow for a better experience. And that's essentially what led to the delay. I kind of wanted to answer this because I know that the community. Well, I received a lot of messages. I checked the Telegram and Twitter quite a lot. I received a lot of messages.
WoW no se puede jugar con mando, ¿no?
This is kind
Sí
of
se
why
puede.
it's so
¿Sí?
late. So
Como poder se
I would
puede,
like to
pero
share
no
that,
es oficial.
with everyone. Anyhow, so the controller. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Y no es para nada recomendable. Cero recomendable.
I was just gonna add to this is we, like everything else in Myst, we don't use pre-made code. We don't use assets. We don't use.
¿Cómo? We don't use
any
me la
other
apunto.
crazy, stuff that
1705.
someone
No
else has
utilizamos
built.
assets.
At least if we do, we're getting rid of them. But one example of that is
Hijos de puta.
Because
Oye.
No, hijos de puta mentirosos, que no usáis assets. Vamos, que nos hemos pillado a veces usando los cabrones. Y el programa ese de interfaz que tenéis, también lo habéis desarrollado vosotros, ¿no? Lo de la interfaz de animación, ¿no? Venga, hombre, que se veía el puto logo del programa que estabais usando, hijos de puta.
If you look very closely, the characters, they might look a little different, but the way they move, the way they jump, their animations, they're all the same.
Tío.
Because it's actually very easy to import a controller system into a game. It takes a few clicks and a few lines of code. And boom, your character can run and jump, and but we don't use that.
Y ni eso, Lucho, sí que usan assets de terceros, por supuesto que sí.
Myst's combat system is very different than any of the other games. It's because it's fully custom. And why is it custom? It's custom because we think that it feels better, and we're not here to make a copy paste. So I just wanted to put that out because I think probably a lot of people, their first thought is, well, I mean, how hard is it to get a character to move and jump and do the stuff? And the answer is, if you want to make it custom and you want to make it more smooth and not feel like every other game, it's a lot of physics and it's a lot of work. So, yeah.
Well, yeah, so that's basically it, and that's what leads to the question: why was it not optimized in the first place, right? And this is because of physics. You see, physics calculations require a lot of computational power. This is usually caused because, how can I? Essentially, a lot of games simulate physics, right? And this has been a very standard approach.
Todos los juegos simulan la física, gilipollas, todos. Vosotros no vais a hacer algo nuevo, vosotros no tenéis la capacidad de desarrollar una física completamente nueva.
No le digas gilipollas, hombre.
Por supuesto que sí, si me está insultando en la cara, yo se lo devuelvo el insulto, ¿sabes?
Juan, por favor.
World interaction. So a lot of the problems
vais a poner a calcular fuerzas nucleares débiles, ¿no? Dentro del juego. Venga, hombre, cómeme la polla.
Juan, por favor.
Would if it is implemented in the character movement and the attacks and everything, how it would incorporate in an MMO setting, because quite frankly, the current related work about this shows that a lot of the MMOs that exist they really do not have many physics-based elements, and there's a reason for that, right? Well, for us to be able to actually provide this smoothness, we had to rethink the way we approach the controller for the characters. And
creo que nada más que van a hablar del controller porque realmente no tienen otra cosa que una cosa que desarrollaron hace 2 meses, ¿eh? Y que desarrolló además una persona de fuera del juego. Fue un fan, dicho por el de Husky, es lo único que tienen.
Lo digo, un fan, ¿no?
Sí, lo dijo el propio de Husky, que era de un fan, el tema de la implementación de los controladores, o sea, del controller. Que por cierto es un input o sea, es un asset más de Unity.
Multiple mini interactions inside Myst, right? And this controller can be used for more than just fighting, more than just running around and all this. It can be used for something that allows people to create things.
Pero de verdad, que lleváis 15 minutos hablando sobre cómo utilizar el mando dentro del juego, tío.
Moddability support and
Tronco.
With a better basis essentially for interaction. I'm not really sure if I want to get too much into detail about this today, since we do have a schedule here. But yes.
but in general, let's say we had used an asset pack or like a pre-made character controller, maybe we would have gotten some like a low quality version of the game ready faster. But it would, like you said, it would cause us a lot of limitations. For example, because we have a fully custom controller, we're able to make these mini games. Hypothetically, not saying we are or not, but it allows us to work on different game modes and maybe different camera angles and totally different things that if you use a pre-made character controller, you're totally unable to do, and you kind of limit your game and you limit the future of the game. So you limit the growth, you limit the expansion of what Myst could be. So the fact that we have a fully custom one and now in a slightly improved one over the past bit of time, we're moving towards that.
That's the thing. Web3 MMORPG is uncharted area.
No tienen nada.
The development has been, I would say, frustrating in a good way, where we
Van a actualizar el medium, han dicho.
Sí, hablando sobre la mejora de que han escrito un asset, ¿no? Que la gente lo ha implementado a alguien de fuera. Es que es patético, tío, de verdad. O sea,
requires work when we're trying to step foot into this area, and since the early days was very different. I mean, we never had. I mean, the game was different, as you guys remember.
Es diferente, pero ¿qué? ¿Qué diferente?
The art style was completely revamped.
No, el art style lo habéis tenido que cambiar porque lo habéis cogido de un paquete de assets y no os permitían utilizar ese paquete de assets. No me toques la polla.
And this is not a spontaneous change.
No, hasta que os han dicho, oye, como pongáis esto, ponemos una denuncia. No ha sido espontáneo, claro que no.
To be able to set a precedence for Web3 gaming as a whole, and currently, as soon as we have the opportunity to release more with you guys, I'm 100% sure that you will see why we're taking all these extra steps, all these.
Pero si no estáis haciendo nada.
All these extra paths to lead to where we believe the destination is, and that destination is essentially
our wallet, nuestra cartera es la destination.
That will change and make a lot of the existing blockchain games obsolete. Yeah, that's the word.
Obsolete, eh?
Anyhow, yes, I see that we got one more speaker joined then.
Yeah, hello.
A ver, venga, persona irrelevante número 4, que hable.
Yeah, sorry, but I'm the animator of the game, so hello everyone. I'm happy to meet.
Un gabacho encima. Encima es un gabacho. Hacían más falta más pruebas para
if you guys have anything good to say about animations, this is why.
I think you haven't seen it yet. The many amazing things that we haven't released yet. Paul is like a very talented animator, and we haven't talked about it yet, but we are also releasing some combo attacks, which are going to be super cool. Double-handed axe attacks and stuff like that.
El paquete de animación es tan bueno que habéis tenido que comprar,
but I'm sure in the next release, you will have some of the combos that you can get your hands on and play with.
¿Cuándo?
And
next release, ¿cuándo?
I don't think many people know, but all of our animations also are we're trying to get every single one to be custom made. So there's
Mañanari.
There are people behind the scenes actually making the character run and jump. And if you guys notice when you're playing Myst or you watch some videos of people playing, every character race, they run a different way, they jump a different way, they swing weapons a different way, and we want them all to have their own personality and their own style.
Hostia, lo que se lo están currando,
yeah.
Diferentes razas hacen cosas diferentes. Wow.
Very, very personal work too.
Impresionante, chicos.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time because we have 8 races for each character, so we have to make.
Me agabacho, tío. Es que esto es lo que ha acabado ya con mi paciencia.
If it's a female or.
Nos está engañando, que no nos engañe, que nos diga la verdad.
Yeah, so it's like 16 sets of animation. So if you need to jump, you have orc, male, female, and 16 times. So it's Paul does a really, really, really good job. And it's just starting to. We'll share more stuff about that as well. There's also been some questions. I think Scythe, you can chime in the most. So
Es una tomadura de pelo,
No están enseñando nada, tío.
Quieren que les aplaudan. Vamos a aplaudirle, claro que sí, un aplauso. Porque han diseñado una animación para cada modelo. Que, increíble, ¿no?
Gracias,
Increíble, Gracias,
Siento que los 700 euros que habré perdido aproximadamente están bien perdidos. Gracias. Pasa que ahora son 20 segundos de aplauso, lo sabes, ¿no? No se puede parar.
Estamos aplaudiendo, chicos. Comentan por aquí, traduzcan, por favor. Sempe, de verdad.
No están enseñando nada.
Estamos traduciendo lo relevante.
Llevan 1 hora y cuarto y solamente han dicho que están desarrollando una plataforma como la de Steam, que van a hacer mejoras gráficas y que están trabajando en implementar un sistema de controlador que entiendo que será un mando.
¡Humo! ¡Mist! ¡Niebla! ¡Mist! ¡Humo!
Eso en 1 hora y cuarto y no hemos visto nada. No hemos visto nada. Hemos visto el vídeo de una animación de un tío montándose en una montura.
¡Por favor! ¿Y que van a sacar una plataforma rollo Steam?
Nada.
Podrán mensajear, podrán añadir amigos y mensajearles.
Espera, a ver cuando dicen. ¿Lo han dicho lo del nuevo AMA?
Diciembre, dice Carlos.
Espero que no sea verdad. A ver, ahora sí.
Keeping them online and you know it is too tricky because on one side I personally would really like to be able to see everyone enjoying and you know running around and interacting with the environment, interacting with the world, but with what we're creating right now, that's not really the game anymore. This is different. This is improved. This is new. The time it will take us to worry about the distribution, the time it will take us to update and fix and essentially to do everything and spend this time on to the older release and to just so we can keep it alive for a little longer. Can be spent better if we actually put it in something new.
Que lo del Alpha 0.02 que no podía ser porque iban a gastar mucho tiempo arreglándolo.
And it seems like, at least from everything that I've heard, that the pre-alpha actually, because it ran for as long as it did, we got tons of feedback. We got tons of data from in-game, and we also, we identified at least 30 like big focus points that we've been working on in the past few weeks as well. So it seems like we, from a development perspective, and you guys remember that the pre-alpha is, as much as we want everyone to enjoy it, a pre-alpha it's made for the developers to release something, learn about what's good, what's bad, what needs to be fixed, and then go ahead and fix those things that need to be fixed. And I think we were very lucky where we got all of the info that we needed. So, you know, I agree. I don't really know if there is a point to
entre finales de 2022 y principios de 2050, efectivamente.
It's not something we're totally going to say no or yes on, but just some input for the community.
That's the thing. How much of the pre-alpha was meant to be a game and how much of it was to be a platform?
¿Cuánto de juego iba a tener la pre-alpha o cuánto iba a tener de plataforma de experimentación?
Yo lo que estoy entendiendo aquí, Juan, es que no va a haber la 2, la 2.0 no la va a haber, ¿no?
Eso es lo que me parece entender a mí.
That's 0.0.1, right? And it was successful for us, and in the manner that it actually did what it was supposed to do, and it helped us, nudged us in the right direction, and that's what we're working on right now. We're working so we can deliver the next step, and this next step is not just 002, right?
Claro.
It is something
que no van a sacar la siguiente pre-alpha porque va a ser algo más superior.
That is meant to change how you interact with the game as a whole. And
si no tenéis interacción prácticamente dentro del juego.
Calling it the next release.
Ladrones.
A ver.
It's kind of undermining to
next
what
release,
it actually
sí, pero ¿cuándo?
is.
But that timeline should not discourage.
Yo me lo compré en Marruecos,
banana. Sharing videos and content just to showcase what's coming, so you guys can see not just concepts, but actual products that we have. We have most of it already.
10 semanas.
Shared, but we'll be showing as they come. And
que lo van a sacar para Navidades, porque en las Navidades todos sabemos que pumpean las cosas, claro.
Right?
Obviamente.
PvP system.
Sorry, go ahead, Miss.
No.
Yo creo que el producto de MIF va a ser ir sacando en posiciones estratégicas, ir sacando releases y luego decir que el juego no salió como querían y quedarse con todo lo demás.
Much more smoothly, just more of a thing that
Por eso el reno.
Play and enjoy with your friends. Then we'll be getting the data for sure, but it's not just for getting the data or stress testing servers and stuff like that. So in the next release, the major release will include stuff that will make you enjoy actually the blockchain gaming and MMORPGs.
Claro.
Correct. There's one other thing, Scythe, you probably will know more than me on this, but another thing to stress is that what we've reached now is a stage where this next release, it's not only game updates in the sense of the game looks different, maybe the character plays different. So yes, those updates are they would be done much sooner than this proposed timeline.
Sí, pero no podemos ver, no nos sirve de nada que las hagáis.
Guys, remember, we're also integrating a few very big new technologies into Mist. So at this point, we're kind of developing on two paths here, where yes, there's like the very specific game stuff, and then there is some very creative blockchain integration that goes along with the new technology that we've developed. Also, we're going to really push to at least start the integration or get a good amount in, however much we can. So this is another thing, like guys,
que no nos centremos solo en el juego, en las novedades del juego, sino en los dos aspectos revolucionarios que están integrando en torno al juego, ¿vale?
La red social y lo de hacer integración con su propia wallet.
We don't only want to put the PvP in, the new looks and things like this, and then make that live. Yes,
pero si no tenéis nada para sacar un juego live, no tenéis nada, no tenéis contenido, no tenéis diseño hecho.
What that means is we must build all of that stuff, integrate all of the game, get it running and smooth, and then we must go back in, break things, and then work on the blockchain connectivity and all these other systems. So I assume by now you guys know that when we say these kinds of things, we mean it. You've seen the work that we've been able to put out. And,
no hemos visto nada de lo que habéis hecho.
In terms of development,
ladrones.
Smoother way to go. So
poned un audio de ladrones, por favor. Star Atlas es el juego por niebla. Star Atlas.
From the beginning again. It's not a smart thing to do, and it's not good development practice. So that's why we decided to take this route. But yeah, so with that said, we won't fully close everything off now, but we'll head to some questions if the community
¿Se pueden poner los audios sin gastar puntos,
No
han enseñado nada, no han dicho que vayan a hacer nada nuevo real con respecto al juego, porque todo lo que han dicho ya lo sabíamos, que era prácticamente lo de mejoras gráficas, que, en fin, y lo del mando.
So the first one says, will the game be more PvP oriented or dungeon raid oriented?
Sí, voy a bajar un poco eso.
I think
han preguntado que si el juego va a ser más PvP o más PvE.
So I would say currently it has a very healthy mix. Actually, one thing I believe I forgot to mention, I was thinking about, was that the weather system also plays part in this too, where we have events during night times on some specific continents and some specific locations. Night times you do have different spawn rates and different mobs spawning. So you could say that that's more on the PvE side, right? However, in terms of PvP, we do actually, one of the things that we would like to do, since the first release was mostly on PvE, was that we start with a fully PvP based gameplay in our initial release, and let that run for a good amount of time where we can collect more data and understand how
quieren testear el PvP, lo que están diciendo
easier balance
básicamente.
can be made between all these classes, because we have many, and use this to improve the mechanics through the rest of the development journey.
Para que van a dejar puesto el PvP en abierto para probar qué tal funciona y de ahí sacar bugs y luego corregirlo, y supongo que lo cerrarán un poco.
Do you think you'll be able to handle the game mechanics to have a balance to power between different combinations of
El balanceo de un MMORPG, que es de las cosas más importantes, acaban de preguntar.
He says, don't you think it would be a better approach to release small amount of classes at first and add more later on?
Que si no sería mejor sacar menos clases al principio y ir sacando poco a poco.
Is also aiding us to balance the game, right? Because there'll be some PvP, so we could balance out the classes and races, and it's an ongoing thing. If anyone played MMO or like a MOBA,
yo no me creo nada de esta gente, tío. Yo no me creo nada.
Buffs or nerfs for.
Nos está engañando, que no nos engañe, que nos diga la verdad.
Díselo, Alfredo, díselo bien claro.
After the game release, this is going to be a part of the game.
Cool. I'll take a question too. So Aratus 94 basically asks, tell us about the timeline of pre-alpha. You said that pre-alpha would be this, now it's that. This is big technology, so you postpone a lot. How do I know when the next release is coming? Basically, so if I
¿Cuándo van a sacar el siguiente lanzamiento del juego? ¿Cuándo van a hacer el siguiente lanzamiento del juego?
How are we going to know the timeline, basically moving forward? Because it seems like it changes. So I will be very straightforward with this answer.
A ver si es verdad.
And I hope you respect me being straightforward with it. So a timeline, especially in crypto world,
voy a contestar la pregunta en el time. Un timeline
es in 99% of cases it's an extremely cheap thing, and it's only made to hype up a project or do something like this.
Oh, okay? ¿Reconocéis que vosotros también lo habéis hecho?
At the level of development that we are, at the stage of development that we are, I mean.
Que no pueden, te lo adelanto, no van a poder dar una fecha porque todo está sujeto a cambios, porque todo es muy complicado.
A big studio working on this, we are a studio working on the game. We're kind of moving away from new patch date, hype roadmap, typical crypto things. We don't want to do this anymore, and frankly, it's not worth doing. And I'll tell you why. It's because, as you guys see, we're very transparent and honest with you. And
que sois transparentes.
The development is very few.
Que sois transparentes con cómo
studios will give you the kinds of insight that we're giving you, especially in Web3 gaming. I doubt there's anyone that would do something like this, but
que son los más transparentes de web gaming.
We're working on making the game super optimized, fun, playable. We're working on some infrastructure, and obviously with all of these different things, development times can be plus minus a few weeks. It's not like anyone is trying to hide the fact that sometimes timelines get pushed backwards. Heck, sometimes they come sooner, so we're able to release things sooner than we thought.
Sí, antes de tiempo,
¿no?
Como cuando sacasteis la beta, la pre-alpha.
Deadlines anymore is because of all of the back and forth, and people get very. We don't want to give.
Así me siento yo, Ezquiel. Así me siento yo ahora mismo, Ezquiel. Que no dan fechas ya, Juan.
¿Para qué? Si tienen para vivir 2 o 3 años bien, estos 5, ¿sabes?
Son tan transparentes que ni se ven, comenta Alfredo. Qué bueno, Alfredo. ¿Quiénes soy? ¿Quiénes soy? ¿Quién habla? Qué bueno, Alfredo, buenísimo. Buenísimo, Alfredo.
In the future, we will give you guys a few weeks heads up
Que avisarán con unas semanitas.
A few weeks heads up before we release anything or we prepare a new either a new patch or a new update.
Diciembre de 2025. Oye, que hemos pensado que dentro de un par de semanas ya sacamos algo, ¿eh?
Multiple month-long roadmaps. I don't think there's a need for them because we develop many things very quickly.
Que él piensa que no hace falta dar fechas porque hacen las cosas muy rápido, por eso llevan solamente un año de desarrollo.
You guys a few weeks of heads up before something is live. Please don't think this means we're not working.
Dude, you're fucking saying it.
We're developing many things and we're always.
You can sow any fucking shit because you don't have any.
All it means is we don't
Tranquilo, Juan.
An expectation and not meet it, and we also don't want to rush the development because the things we're developing now, they must be done properly. This isn't a game because there are many games out there. We could release a full
Don't give me bullshit.
We have the capabilities, we have the people on the team to do it. It's not difficult to release the kinds of games that exist in 2 weeks. Full game. But this isn't something we do. We don't rely on hype. We don't
rely on hype.
We're here to build tech that
El de Husky, toma nota.
So for that reason, in the future, we'll give you guys a few weeks of heads up. Hopefully it'll be enough when we're ready to release something.
It is ready when it's ready.
We're transitioning more into the standard game studio route.
El token que está haciendo.
Games get delayed, games get undelayed, everything happens. But we'll try and be as transparent as we can and give you guys good amounts of heads up. Just know that we want to build this just as much as you guys want to play it.
Right, and
sure.
If we were to release like a quick, crappy game, yeah, we could do that. But I mean, why are we here still and trying to produce and go outside the box and do something new, right? And we want people to have a game that they want to play. We don't want to release a click. We could do that right now. We could really. You guys have seen the pre-alpha. You can go into pre-alpha, click on a flower, collect flowers, go back and cash out. And a lot of games are like that. I'll be honest. I mean, what are
pero es que a lot of games no llevan un año desarrollando, primo.
Like they are literally, you just go in, click, collect your amounts, then sell the token, and blah,
blah. Que vosotros lleváis un año con eso.
Play to earn. Is it actually play to earn? Do you actually enjoy playing, or is it just like a job where you go in, click.
Bueno, por ahora dice que claro que es que no vamos a disfrutar del juego porque es que estás jugando o trabajando. No sé, yo por ahora solamente estoy siendo robado.
And again, like roadmap, we didn't have the brand new wallet app.
Eso, ¿no? Porque por ejemplo, para lo de comprar los NFTs, que rapidito sacas la casa de subasta rapidísimo, ¿eh? Y funcionaba muy bien todo, tal. Rapidísimo. En 2 meses tenéis la casa de subasta. Ahora bien, juego. Ya sí, eso tal.
And again, you guys can see some pleasant surprises in the future, but we don't want to have to hype it and then attract people and disappoint them. But again,
que no tienen que atraer a gente para luego decepcionarles, ¿sabes? No, pues ya lo habéis hecho. Todos los que podéis traer los habéis decepcionado ya.
And that's not going to happen so far down the line. It's going to happen sooner.
Misty, that's a really good point. That the roadmap is very limiting. Also in terms of the kinds of cool things that we can develop. It's great point. We would have never been able to develop our
Es que no tenéis ningún plan, por eso no tenéis un roadmap, porque no tenéis ningún plan, lo acabas de decir, dices que el roadmap es limitante, porque es que luego se te ocurren cosas para hacer. ¿Por qué? Porque no tienes ningún plan preestablecido, estáis viendo a ver cómo salen las cosas.
It's very limiting for people like our team.
Duras palabras, Juan, ¿eh?
Es que se están descubriendo ellos mismos, tío.
Duras palabras.
Of course, the game is #1 priority, but all of these things will work into making the game better. So we don't want to limit ourselves, but we'll always give heads up.
Es que no tienen ninguna responsabilidad, porque ya el dinero ya se lo han sacado, claro. ¿Por qué están los roadmaps? Precisamente para responder a responsabilidades y ver que la gente no está haciendo, ¿sabes? Es un trabajo básico de producción.
No les molan los roadmaps.
No, pues ya tienen el dinerín, les da igual. No sabemos nada de vosotros, no os conocemos, no sabemos quiénes sois, no sabemos dónde trabajáis, no sabemos lo que estáis haciendo, no sabemos nada. Por mucho que repitas una mentira, muchas veces no va a ser la verdad.
are bringing up is the Sugar Freaks question number 2. From what you said, I understood that the game will be premium AAA like Blizzard, Activision games like Diablo, World of Warcraft, but even for Blizzard with thousands of employees, it takes 5 or 6 years to release a game like this. So how do you plan to release this game so faster than them, while you have, I assume, much lower amount of developers in the project? Well, again, we are in the next few weeks, like we have just said, we are going to be releasing parts of the game, and it's what makes this game unique is we are adapting to the needs of the community, needs of the blockchain gaming in general, right? The whole wallet system and all of that came from the needs of the blockchain gaming in general, which makes us more fortunate, but obviously we have to do more work to release something that actually can be used in the real world. I mean, this hasn't been done before. A lot of Blizzard, Activision games like that, they are just releasing games that they knew how to, right? If they have a company structure and they do A, B, C, D, E, F.
Y vosotros no tenéis ni puta idea. Claro.
But rest be assured, like you guys will have a playable. You already had the first pre-alpha version, right? You guys will be getting more versions in the future, and again,
primero decían que no iban a sacar más versiones, ahora que sí.
It all depends. Like we were saying, we don't want to say, oh, it's going to be in 2 weeks. Like depends on how shitty you want to make the game.
No podéis dar fechas porque no tenéis ni puta idea de lo que estáis haciendo, punto número 1, y segundo, no sabéis cómo seguir. No tenéis producción de juego, no tenéis ningún plan.
Like we don't want to release something not fun and not enjoyable, but that's something you can actually play. Again, certainly, we're not trying to delay. We're working as hard as we can to release the best game we can.
Misty, let me say something too, real quick. So this will
sin juego, sin pre-alpha,
I don't mean it rude because sin vergüenza. There's a
sin roadmap,
that
Michael.
There is not a single AAA game on blockchain, and there is not a single traditional AAA game that is going to blockchain.
¿Qué están diciendo? Es que claro, nosotros no podemos hacer como Blizzard porque no tenemos los medios, tal.
You cannot call yourself AAA and interrupt your players with MetaMasks popping up every 20
Y dale,
seconds.
que para ello lo más importante es que no salte la puta ventana de MetaMask, ¿sabes? Eso es lo más importante. Que no haya juego, no importa que no haya juego, ¿sabes? Pero lo importante es que no salte la ventana de MetaMask, tío. Eso es lo más importante.
Never be able to immerse themselves. So, I get there's always these people claiming
Ahí se lo comerá, supongo,
there is not a single AAA game on blockchain. Impossible, like it does not exist.
No hay ningún juego AAA en blockchain, claro.
MetaMask prompts.
Obvio, porque lleva un tiempo hacerlo.
So
hacerlo bien.
With all due respect to everyone in the community, in Web3, all the developers and everything, if you want to be quote unquote AAA game, you cannot interrupt your players with MetaMask pop-ups. It's such a simple thing, but
Qué pesado, ¿no?
It's like a punch in the face.
Porque es que no tienen nada más, Tony. ¿Qué van a decirte? Es que todavía no sabemos si va a haber instancias, si va a haber raids. ¿Sabes? No sabemos cómo va definidas van a estar las clases en términos de quién es tanque, quién es healer, quién es DPS. No sabemos nada de las habilidades.
No va a haber pop-ups de MetaMask, señores.
Ya está, señores. ¿Quién quiere jugar? Si da igual. A mí lo único que me interesa es que nos hagan los pop-ups.
No questions from my side today. As a fellow game developer, I just want to express my gratitude for the update. Team really addressed serious issues. Keep up the good work, lads. Thank you. We really enjoy when our community appreciates what we're trying to do. And we also would like, we like to answer all the questions.
Se acabaron los pop-ups de MetaMask, chicos.
We'll see. We took them very seriously and we included in the next major release. So we really enjoy when the community comes in with a constructive criticism so that we can make this game better. I don't think you
¿Pero qué juego?
Kind of transparency
que seguimos. ¿Pero
qué
like, juego?
That Blizzard produces or Activision. I mean, you guys remember when they released the new Diablo game? It was a mobile game release, and the answer, one of the crowd asked, is it not coming to PC?
A ver si tienen cojones de contestar a las preguntas de por qué se relacionan sus wallets con las de MyDeFi Pet.
Something that
que quieren responder a todas las preguntas.
Understand the community. And we are here
¿Y qué pasó con esos
today
tokens que mintearon? Que hicieron que generaron tokens nuevos fuera del contrato, fuera de las reglas que habían establecido ellos en el white paper. En eso no se habla, ¿no?
There was also a few other people asking about the partners on the website.
Hey, los partners, es verdad.
In general, saying, why are the partners and partners, advisors, and things like that? Why are they not listed on the website? Have your partners, have they abandoned you? Are you guys not working together? A very quick answer to this is, of course, we are still with all of our partners.
Sí.
We're in touch with them a lot. We talk to each other. We help each other.
Sí.
Help goes both ways in partnerships, just so everyone knows. But yeah, we're friends with them. We still communicate, talk, work together.
¿Y por qué los removéis de vuestra web oficial?
We just want the new website and the new branding of Myst to be branded more of a traditional game, as opposed to some crypto blockchain kind of a thing with some weird partners. And like when a traditional gamer would go to the Myst website, they don't know anything about who these blockchain partners
Aspiran a ser un juego AAA.
Web3 advisors are, right? So what they want to see is they want to come and see a good-looking game that maybe they would like to play.
Que alguien le pregunte ahora por el VR si puede. ¿Esto qué pasó con el VR y con la realidad aumentada?
Dicen que han quitado los partners de la web porque alguien que no tenga ni idea de qué va el mundo de blockchain y entre a la web va a decir ¿esto qué es?
Se va a extrañar, ¿no?
¿Qué es esto?
Claro, y es que como ellos ya tienen la suficiente identidad como para poder darse a conocer, ¿no? Como un juego AAA.
O sea, aspiran a correr la maratón y no saben ni caminar, papá.
Básicamente.
Like all these things. So we thought, look, let's make the homepage of the website focus only on the game. And let's see how that works. So now you go on the homepage. We don't really talk much about blockchain.
Las preguntas están seleccionadas, desde luego, claro. O sea, esto no es un ama. Esto es, voy a elegir la persona que menos me toque las pollas, ¿sabes?
So I hope that answers the question. So when you guys see it in the chat, oh, the partners have abandoned. No, please don't think this. We're all still together working. It's just we wanted to change the branding of the homepage, so the partners are not listed there anymore. We don't want to distract from Myst as a game.
¿Por qué? ¿Qué relación real hay detrás de que no haya partners?
They're on the Medium. Just scroll to some of the older articles, and you guys can see all of our awesome partners that are still here. It's just we don't want the focus to be on them.
Claro, que es que no se quieren distraer con los partners. No quieren distraer a la gente con los partners, ¿sabes? Qué buenos son, ¿eh? Como piensan en nosotros.
I actually kind of wanted to add to what we were saying. So the thing is, it's a bumpy road, right?
It's a bumpy road.
We've been here for more than a year now.
Es un puto año.
Our lives are completely revolving around the project. You know, everything.
Sí, claro que su vida está cambiando completamente con el juego.
It's all around this, and with the other developers.
Oye, Topos, es un juego AAA, como estamos escuchando. Necesitamos encontrar 3 adjetivos para describir a Myst que empiecen por A, ¿vale? Ayudadnos, por favor. Asqueroso, quizás demasiado, ¿no?
Advenedizo.
Adelantado a su tiempo, ¿no? Adelantado a su tiempo. Primer juego blockchain de verdad, Web 3.0.
Sí. Cuando salga.
Topo del chat, por favor, ayúdanos a encontrar un adjetivo. Amigable.
Sí.
¿No? Aro.
Ambientales, ¿sabes? O sea, aro.
Esa es buena. Hostia, esa es muy buena. Aro, que sí, AAA.
They keep it on for like forever, you know? Because they want to make money.
Aro cabeza.
Y yo, aro.
Keep selling.
Que sí, ya sí eso mañana.
Mañanari.
We only do what's necessary for the project to do better.
Poco se dice que tenemos la mitad de la audiencia que tienen ellos ahora mismo, ¿eh? Más de la mitad de la audiencia que tienen ellos.
Es verdad, chicos, recordad que estamos emitiendo en directos desde YouTube y Twitch. La moradita mucho mejor, pero también estamos en Twitch y somos 50 y pico. Muchas gracias, Topo, por seguir este directo. Y aquí en el Discord están 91.
Abominable.
Y por cierto, Juan, de un total de 28.000 miembros.
Sí, claro. 100% legit, ¿eh? No scope, no bot.
Chicos, 28.000 miembros en el Discord y no hay ni 100 siguiendo el ama este. No sé. I'm just saying, bro. Just saying. El toque va para abajo, ¿eh, papá? No vamos a cero.
Hombre, porque lo han pumpeado y ahora cuando ya han dicho la mierda, cogemos y drenamos, claro.
El pumpeito, se ve que hay Black Friday o lo que sea que venga ahora. El
Me
pumpeito.
gustaría ver en qué momento hicieron el anuncio. Creo que no están diciendo nada más, pero me gustaría ver en qué momento hicieron el anuncio de este ama, ¿sabes?
Ya.
Y si coincide un poco con las subiditas que
Hombre,
está pegando.
seguro, no. Juan, seguro que sí. Seguro que sí. Si mira las velas diarias, mira. No puede haber sido otra cosa. Por ahí en el chat han dicho algo muy interesante. Oye, imagínate que estaban de fiesta o algo y dijo alguien, ¿a que no tenés cojones de hacer un ama con una foto de un ciervo o de un reno? Que no, sujétame el cubata.
Píllame el cubata, ya verás.
Tenemos una foto de un reno, cabeza.
Una foto de un reno, 2 Photoshop que se nota que están separados el uno del otro y un vídeo de assets. ¿A que no te montas una macro? ¿Que no?
Que no. Aberración, atracar, austero, atraco.
And one of the reasons why nobody is able to step into this is because they have thousands of developers. Well, I mean, Blizzard, what do they have? Maybe 200, 300 players. Sorry, keep saying players. Developers, right?
Qué manía de compararse con Blizzard, Deja de hablar de Blizzard, tío. No llegas ni a recepcionista de Blizzard. Con respeto a todos los recepcionistas. Por favor.
Well, let's say wallet applications, right? That block countries like Venezuela, like Iran, and how is that Web3, man?
Es que en Irán la primera preocupación es ¿por qué no puedo invertir yo en mis coño? Qué asco ser iraní, joder, por este tipo de cosas. Que le pega a la gente por... No, que maltratan y que tirotean homosexuales. No. Pero es que ¿por qué no puedo invertir en mis?
And we try to create all this infrastructure underneath so we can get everything to this level.
Cambiando el mundo, los de Mist, en Irán.
We do take time adding new things in. However, we never add things that are unnecessary.
No se toca ya, Juan, el tema del anonimato de los devs.
No, eso ya se da por supuesto.
Eso ya no se toca.
Obviamente esta gente es anónima para robar todo lo que quiera en contra de la libertad del mundo y eso hay que
aspirar.
Que no te gusta, te jodes.
Somos un juego AAA, pero misterio, ¿quiénes somos? Eso,
averígualo como puedas.
Eso Blizzard también lo hace, ¿verdad?
Claro.
Qué vergüenza, chicos.
¿Será que Blizzard, por mucho que sea una mierda de compañía, no tiene que estar todas las semanas respondiendo a preguntas? No todas. Si no es a diario con el ejército de gente que tienen contratado para asistencia al consumidor.
I mean, Scythe, why even make a wallet like a brand new first of its kind wallet?
Porque así no nos sigue nadie en la pista.
Why care about immersion while you can just sell NFTs, right?
Porque así me llevo yo la comisión, claro. No necesito otra persona, un tercero.
There is a difference, man. The difference that we all know is that you create something. You create something new. If it was the case that how can I? The thing is, first mobile phone wasn't created by thousands of engineers. It didn't take more than a handful to create anything new in this world. And that's the foundations of the ideas, the real steps towards what allowed us to live this life in a free and perfect manner as it is, required the hard work of small group of individuals gathered together under the umbrella of the same ideology, same idea. And the idea here is that we're not just creating a RPG, well, MMORPG. We're not just creating a Web3 P2E game, right? We are creating something that can truly inspire the next steps of development of this whole industry. And for us to be able to do that, we have to take necessary steps to do so. And we do this.
Estamos cambiando el mundo.
Our timelines too much, especially not in an unreasonable way, to be able to access, to be able to reach these points. I'm also aware that that there's a lot of. Well, I receive messages from community. Why aren't you tweeting anything? Why aren't you saying anything? Well, it's because it's not that I don't want to share things. It's not that I don't want to. I'm not interested or I'm not excited about it. We are all incredibly excited about what we're creating. It is that.
Tío, esto está siendo más un repertorio de marketing malo, ¿sabes? Desde el primer minuto.
Sí. Están cambiando el mundo, Juan.
And here we are telling you guys what's coming. And hopefully,
there's actually a question that I was just reading that goes exactly with this. Nicolas CS says, why don't you put these updates in a daily basis on Twitter?
¿Por qué no actualizáis vuestro Twitter con vuestras mejoras o vuestras novedades?
If you want daily hype updates with quote unquote when announcement, sorry.
No, when announcement no. No ha dicho eso.
¿Y por qué hicieron el mes Mist entonces?
A pumpear.
Ahora dicen que eso no es a lo que se dedican.
No, claro que no.
Immersion wallet for Web3 gaming. This is what we do. So it's a different level of development and
pues sí, pues yo quiero que me actualicéis sobre cómo vais mejorando el tema de la wallet. Sí, lo quiero a diario además.
This community understands this by now that we kind of operate on a different set of standards because we don't like these daily hype kinds of things. I think it really cheapens a project.
¿Por qué hicieron el mes Mist, tío?
No sé, pero es que claro, esto empobrece el proyecto, claro, hacer este tipo de cosas. Sí. Generar engagement con tu comunidad empobrece el proyecto. Sí, sin duda, toda la razón del mundo. Hay un buen productor, seguro, y un buen jefe de proyecto se ha dado cuenta de esto, claro.
A quality team puts together big products or good updates that are actually worthwhile, and they send it out for everyone to see and join and play. So I think that's a common theme, which is why it's probably come up a few times just today when we're talking, is people, I think they're used to the hype and the announcement speed of like a meme coin in crypto or something like this. And I understand it. I totally get it. I'm not bashing anyone for having this expectation. But I do just want to reiterate that the expectation that everyone should have with us and our development team is when we all come together for a dev discussion or an AMA like today, we drop heavy news. We don't come on and say, oh, there's this new
todo lo que habéis dicho ya se sabía. Menos lo de la plataforma que nos es completamente irrelevante a todos.
We have something that we actually want to share. It's big. Usually, for us it's big. It's all relative, but for us it's a lot of hard work and effort and planning, and we won't just come out and have such big events for news that we think is low quality or not something that we would be proud of. So I want that to be something that you guys all take away from today's conversation as well. If you're expecting very cheap kinds of low quality, low effort updates and
así es lo que estáis haciendo ahora, si no habéis ofrecido nada de calidad.
Other people who can provide that for you, but if you're looking for a team that actually enjoys making really cool stuff, or a team who created a technology that every other high quality Web3 game will have to use, something like this.
No sois ninguno de los dos. No sois ninguno de los dos. ¿De qué preferís? ¿Un equipo de gente que os diga cómo lo tenéis que pasar bien con el juego y tal? ¿O un equipo de gente que está desarrollando la nueva herramienta 3D? La nueva herramienta que va a revolucionar. Pues no, por ninguno de los dos, que sois vosotros, no. Ni estáis haciendo nada nuevo, ni revolucionario, o no lo estáis mostrando, desde luego, ni sois el equipo que nos da comunicación sobre lo que hacéis. Entonces no sois ninguno de los dos, porque sois una panda de hijos de puta.
Oye.
No, hijos de puta.
Is time spent on, well, maybe not as 100% efficiently on the game itself, but these are the things that will, at the end, will bring much more value to the game and to the future of the space than what we initially planned for in our roadmaps, right? I mean, it's the first off the game itself is very different than how we showed it in the first place. However, then with these updates, with these changes, with these additions, we made sure that every second we spend into this is actually bringing us a much more value than what we have initially planned for. And we keep pushing through this in this manner. And I personally.
Nada, chicos, no estamos traduciendo porque esto
No está diciendo nada, es que no están diciendo nada.
es una sucesión de palabras huecas, ¿vale? El juego va a ser la bomba.
Somos los mejores, estamos revolucionando todo, vamos a traer contenido de calidad. Llevan diciendo eso 2 horas, no han dicho nada.
Other platforms that will create their dependencies on
Mucho lirili y poco lerele, Mist. Lo de siempre, chicos. Yo entiendo por esto que un poco es un aviso a navegantes, Juan. Chicos, no va a haber noticias.
Se acabaron las noticias. Sí.
No va a haber noticias.
Yes, okay. If you want a bunch of hype, sorry, we won't be able to provide that, but we'll do our best, work hard day in and day out to provide you something fun and enjoyable to play. I mean, the other approach would have been, we keep repeating this point, we could have just ignored everything the community said and bring you something really crappy, and we would say, oh, the game's ready, just play, right? Which a lot of games do, right? And they keep doing weird stuff.
Que claro, que es que han dejado de hacer caso a la comunidad para poder desarrollar un producto de calidad, porque si nos hubiesen hecho caso a nosotros, el juego hubiese sido malísimo y lo hubiesen tenido que sacar ya.
No han enseñado nada.
You've shown nothing, dude. You've shown nothing.
No han enseñado nada, tío. Bueno, el Reno Ronaldo. El Reno está guay, tío.
That we want to say, like, this is our intention, just to bring you the best game.
Fucking nada.
The tools that you need to play it.
El clima es excelente, Juan. No manches el clima, que es excelente.
Uncharted territory. It's something new. It's the brand new technology. It's a different thing, and it hasn't taken the world yet, right? Because people who are quote unquote playing the Web3 games, they're not actually playing, are they? They're just clicking on the web page. They're not playing anything.
We're not playing anything of yours, really, too, either. So.
And Misty, let's be honest. There's plenty of Web3 game projects that claim, oh, we're gonna bring in regular gamers. Traditional gamers gonna come play this. This is like another one of these hype kinds of low quality announcements.
Resumen del AMA.
They know.
Ha compartido William.
We're a development team. We know what other development teams are thinking. We know how they're working and operating. So whenever we see another team saying, "Oh, our game is going to be so good that it's going to bring in regular gamers," we all know that that's not true. I mean, you guys listen.
Resumen del AMA, chicos.
There's not a single
Por eso no vamos a traducir esto,
¿no? That will ever transition hundreds or millions of trad gamers into their game. We all know it's low quality. So why is it
low quality? Byte
is what we're trying. We hope we have solved is this whole taking 100 steps and doing RPC nodes and MetaMask and contracts and just to play a game. We all know that that's a huge barrier, and I think it's about time that we start being honest with ourselves. And I think the gaming community and Web3 gaming, all the development teams, all the players, everyone involved needs to take a long, hard look and say, well, what we're making, it might hype up some people to buy a token or do something, but it's not going to bring in little Timmy from across the street who likes playing Fortnite. He's not going to be playing Web3. And I hope we've solved it. I know Scythe mentioned this new tech. It's not very sexy, probably, but it is going to be the new standard. definitely in 2 or 3 years, any Web3 game that still has a MetaMask popping up, or any Web3 game that requires you to log in on a browser or do any number of things, people are going to look at it and just like they're going to say no, thank you. Why am I going to waste my time with this? So it's a new standard, and usually the first people to set up a standard, I guess it depends where you go from here, but we're happy to at least have the technology, and we don't know. We're probably not going to always be the only ones with it. It's just a matter of how long will it take for another team to be able to solve this big problem, or do we anyway? So, but yeah, I think.
El reno llega antes de que le sirven, ¿eh? Es verdad, es listo el reno.
Lo de llegar es solamente el cuadradito, ¿eh? No es, o sea, el resto no se ve. Entiendo. O sea, la malla, lo único que se ve en la pantalla es la malla, o sea que no hace bien. La animación está bien hecha, le falta para mi gusto un poco de... ¿Cómo se llamaba? No me acuerdo del término ahora, pues yo no soy animador, pero está bien hecha.
Major release. Plus, obviously, in a few weeks' time, players can get their hands on and see these changes. But we just wanted to let you guys know about what we are working on at the moment, and so that you can have an idea of what is to come.
Bueno, cómo anda es una puta basura. Fíjate cómo tiene las patas, ¿eh?
Eso te iba a decir.
Fíjate cómo se doblan las patas. ¿Sí?
¿Eso qué es?
Eso es una persona que no tiene mucha idea de...
¿Qué es eso, tío?
Nada, pues la han puesto como material blando, ¿no? Parece.
Player-made game mods. Well, I mean, there's a lot of things, but I don't think we can fit all of this today. But it would be nice to come together again to discuss more about all these in detail as well. There's one question. It's about the NFT contracts. So essentially, what we're planning to do is we're definitely going to be providing a fix for the existing upgrades that went wrong. One other thing that we're hoping to do is with the transition to this new platform, we can find clever ways to use these NFTs to be handled in the gameplay perspective. And it's, without leaking so much information, this is like the best I can do right now. But we are waiting on a few decisions that would essentially lead to a new direction in terms of how the NFTs are handled in the game. And as soon as we figure this fully out, and as soon as
no saben qué hacer con los NFTs del juego.
No saben qué hacer, ¿no? Para ponerlos a la venta sí que se tarda poco, ¿verdad? No saben qué hacer con los NFTs, tío.
That can be used. Currently, there's no problem, so you can upgrade your NFTs right now with no issue. This is about 20 NFTs that upgraded back on the first days of the NFT marketplace, and they will be fixed in this manner.
Imagínate estar holdeando NFTs de esto, tío.
Josma lo hizo rápido, lo hizo bien, ¿no? Otra cosa no, pero ojo para los negocios, ¿no? Me salgo de Alligator K, vendo mí.
Pero vendió con $9,000 de pérdida.
Sí, porque hubiese perdido todo.
Thanks everyone for listening. It's been a while.
Ya está.
Y ya está.
How well our excitement came off. Hopefully we were able to keep it at least pretty calm for the most part. But I'll just leave you with two things.
A ver si hay Discord abajo ahora. A ver si hay Discord de gente.
And the team that we have here are the people that create world firsts. We've created world first technology once again. Now it's a matter of integrating it, making it live, and everything like this. So when you think of Mist, think of that. This is the kind of people we are. We're not some cheap little announcement kind of guys and girls.
You announce nothing.
We pride ourselves a little bit more. And then the second thing I'll leave you with is that the next few weeks, up until at least this new release, and we'll start working on the infrastructure with partnerships and things
que van a estar trabajando la infraestructura hasta el siguiente release, que el release hemos dicho que va a ser dentro de 2 meses.
A very, very, very fun few weeks for us as a team, and we hope you guys are excited because with new releases and things like this, the game that you're going to be playing is going to be, we hope, much more enjoyable, much smoother, much more fun, and much more awesome. So thanks for being with us, and hopefully you'll be with us here in a few weeks where the new big release comes out and you can play that, and Myst is getting started.
Yo he puesto más pasta que tú, Mark, no te preocupes. Y ya está, aquí se acaba. A ver si hay abajo Discord. No te salgas todavía, pero a ver si hay abajo Discord. Abajo. Ahí.
One that is sometimes goes unnoticed, but
sí que hay.
The point is that
¿No? A ver, más abajo.
The Myst team does everything with a lot of soul and
¿No hay
care.
Sala de voz?
Sí. Sí, abajo hay una, he visto.
I know it's
hay
kind
social
of
voice.
A cliché stuff to say, but there's really a lot of love in everything we do from every single member of the team. For me, that's like a big shout out for the modelers, for Pog here, who is not only a wonderful animator, he's also a great concept artist, Acheron, who is always very dedicated. Maybe some people feel like come and go and check the chat a minute ago, but we live and breathe Myst with all that we have, and as
Qué pesados son, por favor.
lead on my department, I'm really proud of what everyone has been putting out, and guys, it's up there on the images. You can check on the stage, Hama. It's the PvP area I was talking about. We're preparing that as well, and I'm really excited.
Live stage dicen, pero yo no sé cómo se ven las cosas desde ahí.
To showcase in the next few weeks how that's going, and thank you very much to the team. That's all I know.
Thank you so much. I just want to say thank you for all of you listening. We had a big audience today, and you guys stuck around. We'll be sharing more updates, and please let us know about your suggestions in a respectful manner. And we'll
How about creating a game?
More with you guys in the next few weeks.
¿Por qué no le dejan a la gente preguntar? ¿No es un ama?
Pues no, por supuesto que no.
Since everyone said what we had to say today, I don't want to keep it longer and get going. I hope you guys are like the
¡Ladrones!
I hope we answered your questions. We'll see you guys in the next one.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for having me. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thank you everyone.
Estaría guay que se metiese gente en el chat de voz, ¿no?
Métete. A ver qué pasa.
¿Me meto ya?
Sí.
A ver si
mete alguien. Voy a parar la grabación, ¿vale? De mi ordenador.
Sí. Chicos, meteros en el chat de voz aquí y comentamos cositas, ¿no? ¿O qué? Qué vergüenza, tío. Pues parece que no se mete nadie de todos los asistentes que ha habido en el AMA. Bueno, no se ha dicho nada nuevo. Equipo de ladrones, comenta Mark Investing. Es una pena, ¿no? Es una pena porque... En fin. A ver, parece que tenemos ahí un participante. 2 centavos. Bajando ya. Bajando. A ver, no, se metió y se salió. Bueno, chicos, esto es Mist. En cuanto me vuelva Juan, comentamos un poco nuestras impresiones. Un poco lo que yo saco en claro de aquí es que, bueno, no esperéis novedades, aunque sí que va a haber una actualización del Medium pronto, pero el lanzamiento de la 0.02 se viene, ¿no? No han dicho cuándo.
En 10 semanas, han dicho en principio.
Semanas, ¿no? Lo de 10, no sé. Pero bueno, es 10 semanas, no sé. De todas formas, 10 semanas. Oh, vale. Pero eso lo han dicho, no sé si han dicho 10 semanas, bueno. Juan, sensaciones.
Nada, que simplemente no saben qué decir porque probablemente no tengan nada proyectado real. Esa es la sensación que a mí me da, ¿eh? Porque si no, ya estarías compartiendo concept art como un hijo de puta, ya estarías hablando un poco de lo que tú crees que va a ser el diseño, el desarrollo, ¿no? Tendrías ya cosas de preproducción para ir mostrando, que son cosas que, bueno, pues que nos interesa a la gente que nos dedicamos al tema de videojuegos y tal. Simplemente, aunque sea para ese público, te lo va a entender. En cuanto a los entusiastas, por ejemplo, de tema cripto y tal, que se hayan metido el proyecto por las herramientas que están proponiendo implementar ellos, perfectamente podrían ir escribiendo en un Medium, ¿no? En un GitHub, todas las mejoras que están haciendo ellos para cambiar el mundo blockchain, ¿no? Pero seguimos sin ninguna noticia de nada, seguimos sin ninguna imagen, sin ninguna referencia real a lo que ellos prometen que están haciendo. Entonces yo lo que interpreto de todo esto es que es todo mentira, básicamente. Nos han enseñado un par de fotos, ¿no? De mierda, porque no tienen otro nombre, un par de fotos de mierda y un vídeo que una persona que sepa animar, pues sí lo podría hacer. No le veo un complejo detalle a lo que nos han mostrado, ¿no? Probablemente ha sido tú y yo no entendemos de animación. Yo a lo mejor, por fortuna, por desgracia, un poco más que tú, pero no entendemos de animación ninguno de los dos y hemos visto las patas rápido, ¿sabes? Cómo se doblan esas patas. En fin, que yo creo que cada vez estoy más convencido de que esto es una estafa. Y si no es una estafa, son gente que no tiene ni puta idea de lo que están haciendo. Que para mí viene siendo una especie de sinónimo de estafa, ¿no? En algún concepto, ¿no? Entonces, pues...
Han hablado del mando.
Ah, claro, del mando, sí, de que van a establecer... De que van a hacer una plataforma como Steam, ¿no? Que vas a tener el aspecto social, aparte del juego, ¿no? Y sobre todo lo más importante, lo fundamental para ellos es que no saltan ventanitas de MetaMask cuando tienes que hacer una compra, ¿sabes? Eso es lo más importante. Claro, porque si se te saca la inmersión cuando tienes que sacar la cartera, ¿no? Pues a lo mejor ya no tienes tanta inmersión en la compra, ¿no? De su producto. Asqueroso, me ha parecido un ama asqueroso. Pero empezar que no ha sido un ama, ¿vale? Ha sido un ajuste de cuentas, lo llamaría yo, ¿no? Y prácticamente ellos han salido con la suya, ¿no? De estar 2 horas hablando sin decir nada. O sea, yo creo que es de lo menos sustancial que he visto y menos productivo en cuanto a reuniones, ¿sabes? Impresionante.
Sí que han hablado de un futuro a medio corto plazo en el que será inconcebible que los juegos NFT tengan esa interrupción de la ventanita de MetaMask, ¿no?
Sí.
Y ellos se autocoronan salvadores, iluminadores de la tecnología del futuro, sin enseñarnos nada, Juan.
Nada, ni falta que hace. Igual que nosotros, nuestras personas y nuestros nombres. Tenéis que confiar ciegamente.
Sin enseñarnos nada. Han dicho que, en esencia, que hay cosas más importantes en las que trabajar que Myst.
Sí.
¿No? Estamos trabajando en cosas, la carcasa, cosas secundarias. No el juego en sí, ¿no? Hombre, por favor.
Nada, yo creo que poco más que añadir, ¿no? Que cada vez se va descubriendo más que el juego está llevado por unos estafadores o por unos incompetentes. O las dos cosas a la vez. Pero otra manera no lo veo.
Han baneado a William en directo.
Sí.
Un saludo, hermano Topo. Baneado o muteado, no sé. Creo que lo han muteado, ¿eh?
Sí, porque allí el tema de echar a gente no
ya
les
no
interesa,
echan,
claro.
Ya no echan. No eche a nadie que baja el contador de miembros, cabeza.
Hombre, pues sigue más lejos, ¿no? Nosotros hemos tenido una audiencia más o menos estable de, vamos a decir, de 45 personas, ¿no? Porque había un momento que estábamos 30, ¿no? Pero la mayoría del tiempo que yo estaba atento había 45 personas, por lo menos. Y ellos han llegado a un máximo de 115. Entonces, tú verás el alcance que ha tenido este AMA, ¿no? Y la gente real que está dentro de este proyecto, ya casi nadie.
¿No te mola el reno?
No me parece nada especial. Nada especial. Mira, pon ahí Grove Warden en Google, en YouTube. Grove Warden.
¿Que ponga qué?
Grove.
¿Pero cómo se escribe eso?
Groove. Warden.
¿Así?
Sí. Eso sí es un alce bien hecho.
¿Tú qué?
Es una montura del WoW. De hace 7 años. Bueno, esto es como se consigue, pero vamos. Esa, el modelo ese, sí. Y tampoco es nada súper especial, pero ya tiene más personalidad que lo otro, ¿no? Digo.
Oye, sí, desde luego. A mí me parece súper cutre esto. Y mira la cara del bicho este, el elfo o lo que sea. Me parece muy cutre, tío.
Sí, no tiene implementadas las animaciones de la cara y todo eso, claro.
No paro de pensar en aquel vídeo que nos mostraron de la rata esa en un entorno apabullante, gráficamente espectacular.
Sí, se han referido a eso, ¿no? Y han dicho que bueno, que eso no lo van a hacer. Porque eso va a ser demasiado demanding, ¿no? O sea, no va a poder funcionar en todas las máquinas. Obvio.
Y que quieren tener su propia estética, un poco... No sé cómo encontrar ese vídeo. Quieren tener su propia estética un poco alejada de... Bueno, su propia estética característica, sacrificando un poco el realismo.
A ver, es un juego de fantasía, de alta fantasía, ¿no? Por lo que está bastante claro que no va a ser realista como tal, ¿no? Pero por otro lado, yo no veo que tenga un estilo personal, ¿sabes? Ni mucho menos, o sea...
Esto que vimos hace 4 meses, ¿dónde está, tío?
Han dicho que ya lo han desechado.
Esto ya no vale para nada.
No. Y esto se hace muy rápido, Tony. Es que de verdad, la gente que esto se hace rapidísimo. Esto en una mañana lo tienes hecho, tío, este vídeo. Te lo digo en serio, tío. Con el este desarrollado ya y con las animaciones ya desarrolladas, esto es como ir arrastrando una paleta y la paleta te va pintando los decorados, que no tiene más, de verdad, que yo lo he hecho. Cuando te sabes manejar con el programa, ¿sabes? Esto es súper fácil, pero súper fácil de hacer, tío. Claro, dicen que ya no van a hacer más este tipo de anuncios porque ellos no quieren hacer anuncios de baja calidad ni... Tío, que es que todos son incoherencias, o sea...
Entiendo por tus palabras, Juan, que estás decepcionado, estás dolido.
No estoy ni decepcionado ni dolido porque no me esperaba nada, ¿sabes? O sea, estoy reafirmado en todo caso en mi postura de que esta gente son una panda de gañanes.
En la vida en general es bueno...
No se mete nadie, tío, al chat de voz, nadie.
Es bueno no esperar nada en la vida en general. Para no darse un batacazo.
Sí, hay cosas con las que uno sin querer pues cuenta, ¿no? Pero me parece sorprendente que no se meta nadie en el chat de voz, tío.
¿Es la vida un desfile de decepciones?
No tiene por qué ser así, ¿no? Que acaba siéndolo, pero que yo no lo veo así.
¿Acaba siéndolo?
Depende de las expectativas que tú tengas, son decepciones o no, como acabamos de decir. Yo soy una persona que por desgracia me hago muchas expectativas y entonces acabo decepcionado muchas veces también. Pero no debería de serlo. En fin.
Es Juegos NF Top. El único canal que dice la verdad.
Hombre, el único no.
El único canal al que se le entiende todo, papá.
Eso tampoco. Tenemos aliados que nos acompañan, pero desde luego somos de los pocos, eso sin duda. ¿Sabes? Hace 5 meses estaba aquí la gente dando palmas, tío, por este juego, ¿sabes? Y nosotros ya empezamos a decir, bueno, lo de la realidad aumentada, la realidad virtual, y toda la gente, que no, que os metáis en mí, que estos son unos desgraciados, tal, una panda de gilipollas, no sé qué.
¡Bipolares!
Sí, bipolares, poco hombre. ¿Dónde estáis ahora? ¿Dónde estáis ahora?
Poco hombres. Pusieron en tela de juicio nuestra hombría, Juan.
Tantas veces lo han hecho ya, ¿verdad? Por no reconocer simplemente que han sido manipulados, tío.
Nuestra honestidad vale. Nuestra vergüenza vale, pero nuestra hombría. Juegos NF Top. Chicos, aquí en YouTube tenéis todos los directos, 95 directos, Juan, qué bonito.
Hostia, pues entonces nos vamos a quedar cortos. Vamos a tener que fraccionar los directos para poder hacer el concurso, tío, en el 100. Claro, pues 95 y 96 martes, 97 miércoles.
Mañana no hacemos directo, ¿no?
No lo sé si mañana o tal, pero...
No, cuando llegue el 100.
Claro, pero tenemos que calcular que el 100 caiga en sábado, ¿sabes? O sea, que se puede saltar un día sin problemas, pero...
¿Sábado por qué? ¿Para jugar?
Claro, para que podamos jugar todos y para que la gente de la TAM esté en horario de jugar, ¿no? ¿Sabes? Porque si nosotros empezamos con el torneo a las 9 de la mañana no va a haber nadie de la TAM, tío. ¿Sabes?
Vale.
Entonces tenemos que acordar un sábado para que esté todo el mundo y tal.
Luego lo hablamos.
Sí.
Oye, aquí Michael Cops Gamer hace una pregunta interesante. Juan, ¿quién te ha decepcionado más? ¿Naruk o el escuadrón invisible de Mist?
Naruk con mucha diferencia. Pero porque con Naruk tenía algo personal, no con esta gente que no tenía absolutamente nada. Ahora bien, me parece mucho más estafa Mist que lo de Naruk, ¿eh? Por escala, simplemente. Y por el dinero recaudado. Mucho más estafa Mist que Naruk. Pero me preguntas a mí a nivel personal, coño, que yo no éramos amigos, ni mucho menos, ¿no? Pero le tenía cariño a Naruk. Fue, si no el primero, el segundo entrevistado que tuvimos. No recuerdo si fue Dragon Creep o Naruk, el primero o el segundo. Y a nosotros nos ha definido muchas cosas de la manera de hacer, yo creo. Y no lo sé. Y el cambio que ha ido sufriendo este hombre desde el principio hasta lo que ha acabado. Uf. Importante, ¿eh? En fin.
¿Qué vas a hacer ahora?
Yo quedar con mi novia. ¿Por?
No, por cambiar de tema.
No, pues me ducharé y no sé si es que el gimnasio ya me has dicho que estaba cerrado hoy, ¿no? Pero vamos.
Está cerrado hoy. Chicos,
creo que tampoco hubiese ido, ¿eh?
Poco se habla de que hoy es festivo en Españita, y aquí están los tíos. ¿Dónde están los tíos?
Sí.
¿Dónde están los tíos, Juan? ¿Dónde están los tíos? Pues en Juegos.
Aquí estamos.
You know Juegos en el que you know how we do it, bro. You know how we do it, bro. You know how we do it, bro. Vayan saliendo. Muchísimas gracias a todos, chicos. En pantalla estáis viendo ni 1, ni 2, ni 90, ni 95. Muchos directos, muchos vídeos de momentos divertidos, momentos familiares, momentos para el recuerdo de Tony y Juan, de Juan y Tony. Si eres nuevo, bienvenido. Hoy hemos tenido alguna que otra cara nueva, ¿eh? Si eres nuevo, bienvenido. Has de saber que esto es la J, esto es la N, esto es la T, esto es Juegos NF Top, bro. Nosotros vamos a ir yéndonos, Juan. Ha sido una tarde interesante. Siempre aprendemos juntos. Cuidado con esta gente de Mist, ¿eh?
Mucho cuidadito.
Cuidado con esta gente. Mira, directo 49. Ahí ya hablábamos de Mist, del Mist, cuando les molaba hacer actualizaciones diarias. Ya no.
Se acabó lo que se daba.
Ya no hay que hacer actualizaciones diarias. Nosotros no somos low quality desarrollo.
Shitposters.
Shitposters. Por favor. ¿Dónde están los tíos, Juan? Se pregunta Sócolo.
¿Dónde están los tíos?
Topo, muchas gracias por haber estado ahí en esta tarde de lunes festivo en España. Festivo. No sé por qué. ¿Por qué es festivo el 15 de agosto, tío?
Para que la gente pille puentes.
Sí, ¿no?
Sí, para que gaste un poquitín.
Bueno. ¿Qué hacemos? ¿Nos vamos ya, no?
Sí.
Cerramos.
Sí, vamos a ir cerrando, yo creo, ¿no?
Cerramos, chiringuito. Buenas tardes, chicos. Buenas tardes. Un abrazo a todos los topos y a todas las topas. Nos vemos prontito. Y recordad, por favor, nunca olvidéis esto que estoy a punto de decir. Esto que estás viendo.
Arranca ya, ¿no, coño?
Oye.
Está ahí media hora, joder.
Oye, que hable, tío. Esto que estáis viendo, chicos, no es un juego.
Tengo que esperar, ¿no? Ahora un poco también, ¿no?
Ah, no, tú hazlo como quieras.
Espera un poco.
No es un juego.
Entonces, ¿qué dirías tú que es esto, Tony?
¡Juegos en efecto!
Ustedes un buen 15 de agosto, sea mañana, sea tarde, sea lo que fuere.